Hello, everybody. Welcome back to PSR TV for another fantastic race of the Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee Any% tournament of 2023. We're in round three. We're here with another lower bracket race. Really great matchup here between PsyJ and Fury. I'm Iron. I'll be one of the commentaries today along with Gavin. How's it going, Gavin?
I'm doing great. I'm excited for the race today. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Yeah, this is pretty good matchup. And just a funny story before we start. I signed up to commentate this race because we originally had Leggy in this race. Unfortunately, she had to drop for IRL reasons. But I signed up because she was running Pika. So once again, for 3 rounds in a row, I am commentating a race with no Pika runners, despite only having Pika experience. So again, I should actually know a little bit more about Eevee. I think considering this is the third race I've done, so I'll still obviously chime in with a bit of Pika knowledge here and there. But I should know a little bit more about the Eevee stuff now.
Yeah, hopefully you picked up a little over your time, and the last hour is all the same regardless. So
It is, yeah. Yeah, we got these two guys have done a really great job in the tournament so far, getting this far. Fury getting a PB in his last race, which is really awesome to see. But I think has since improved his PB. So the fastest tournament time you see on screen here, the 3:10:07, was in his last race, which was a PB at the time, but he's since improved that by a few seconds. So that's really great to see. Both these runners have PBs only 15 seconds apart, so it should be a very close race.
yeah, between their PBs and their fastest tournament times, they're probably two of the closest, maybe the closest, matchup you'll see throughout any round of the tournament. And yeah, I know both runners were both talking about how they were excited for the race, but also nervous to face the other person. So they will definitely be giving it their all and are not underestimating their opponent.
For sure.
All right, and everyone's loading up the game, and we will be beginning shortly.
Okay, so yeah, once again, if you haven't been following too closely, this round it's pretty much an elimination round for everybody. Well, if you're in the upper bracket, you drop to the lower bracket if you don't win, and then if you're in the lower bracket, if you don't win, you're out of the tournament. So this should be a pretty intense race start to finish. If one runner is behind, they'll probably be trying to make up as much time as possible by playing as risky if they need to make up time. So we should see a good match here. Let's see what the runners choose as their character. I personally enjoy Girl 3 the most. I know a lot of other people do too. Let's see what we get here. We get a Boy 1 and a Girl 1, looks like.
All right, at least getting some diversity, mixing it up on not having the same on either side.
Yeah.
Would like to see a Girl 3, as you mentioned, but we'll take it.
Yeah.
Let's see, and PsyJ already up to a commanding lead with 4 catches.
Oh, wow.
On his tracker. Obviously, has not caught anything yet, but if you notice that, PsyJ just likes to mark the gift Pokemon ahead of time just to make sure that they're taken care of and he's not forgetting about them later. So that might be, if you're confused, why they're already at a higher number than Fury.
Yeah, so just for now, we'll subtract 3 from Psy's tracker, and then once he gets Magikarp, we can subtract 2, and then the last 2 are usually the last 2 catches. Although we did see a case in last night's race where we had a very out-of-the-box catch as the last one, so you never know.
Yeah, Venomoth's still not on the tracker, so if anybody opts for that today, they will have to mark something else.
Yeah, so that was Dynam last night, it was a good play to get something, the extra candy and the Venonat, but hopefully we don't see anything like that. That is definitely not something you want in terms of your catch route, because it is a bit of a detour. But we'll talk a bit more about that when we get there in terms of the various options that are available. For now, the runners are going to be going to get their starters and doing what in my opinion, probably the most difficult catch of the run, which is your starter.
It's deceivingly tricky. You know, you can throw the same way as you normally would. Sometimes the ball might, limps out, and sometimes it flies over the head. And just trying to get it done trying to get that throw out there as quickly as possible can lead to some mistakes.
Yeah, and we're not going to be able to tell anything from the Eevee here as to what nature it might have. For Pika for 27 CP, it would have a neutral nature every time, whereas for Eevee, we're not going to be able to tell until the runners either check their natures after receiving their Eevee, or on level up in the first bug catcher fight in the forest.
Yeah,
looks like both runners got their Eevees first ball.
I'm not sure if they mentioned, maybe you know this, Iron, whether they have backups prepared.
I don't remember them mentioning anything like that. We've seen a few runners do load backups, but a lot of runners have just taken what they've gotten. Last night's race, for example, had 2 runners running minus special attack Eevee, which is not optimal. Although I think of the 3 attack, speed, and special attack, you probably would prefer to have minus special attack over the other 2. Am I correct about that?
I might put minus speed as slightly more preferred, but I would definitely take minus special attack over minus attack.
Yeah. Minus attack is
in the early game, then how much you're using headbutt. Having that minus attack really hurts.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's the same case for Pika as well. Pika can make do. I think Pika has a little bit of an easier time with the minus special attack than Eevee does, and minus speed is no problem at all. So.
Yeah, the minus special attack really comes into play, especially during the hideout section, when you're using Glitzy Glow a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do some things to mitigate that, like using Rhyhorn or Nidoking more frequently, but definitely not ideal.
Looks like they're both checking. Let's see what we got here. We have Naive and Calm. Calm is minus attack for Psy. Naive is plus speed minus special defense.
Alright, so plus speed minus special defense.
Calm is plus special defense minus attack, okay. I think.
Yeah, that sounds right to me. Minus attack is definitely going to be tricky to roll with, whereas having the minus special defense plus speed won't come into play too frequently. Eevee already has pretty high special defense, so having a little knock to it won't be that big a deal. And having the plus speed might help with a few fights, like if you're underleveled for a rival fight, outspeeding the Pidgeotto, or maybe some of the rocket fights, but generally won't come into play too frequently.
Yeah. So we'll kind of see what PsyJ does here. I mean, you see people in the chat, Sandy mentioning Catch a Chansey. We're definitely going to want to try to get a lot more experience on PsyJ's side to try to counteract that minus attack nature.
Yeah, the early game will be very, very important, trying to get as many catches as possible, and you'll probably see some other... some dodging going on in Route 1. And we'll also probably see some two controller strats on Brock because of the minus attack.
Oh, right, yeah, that's true.
Yep, no Oddish to work with in this game, so... and Bellsprout cannot handle it alone.
No. Well, it probably could, but maybe not as fast as Eevee. Although I think it doesn't have good defense, so it might actually not survive the Onix. Yeah,
if the Onix decides to target the Bellsprout, it can sometimes get a little iffy, especially with a crit that it can take out the Bellsprout before you've taken it out.
Yeah.
All right, and we'll be getting into the first fights, which you probably won't see 2-turn from either of these since they're not plus attack, but hopefully a 3-turn would be ideal, assuming Pikachu cooperates.
Yeah, hoping for no paralysis and no growl, so...
Yeah, and you can already see how little that's doing on PsyJ's side compared to Fury's side.
Oh, but it did 4 damage for both, I think. Oh, I thought you were talking about Thunder Shock on. Never mind. Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
I meant the tackle. Yeah,
The plus special defense didn't matter there.
yeah.
So Fury pulling out ahead a tiny bit here, but obviously a lot can happen. So we're not gonna worry too much here. Let's see if either of them decide to pet their Eevee to start off the run. I don't think anyone's done that.
Might be a good luck charm. Yeah. I think we've only had one person dress up the Eevee so far.
Yeah, I saw that.
Doing it in the first round.
A little bit of creativity, love to see it. All right, here's the Rattata fight. This is the fight where you find out Pika's level 6 stats and, in effect, what nature it has. But we're not gonna. Obviously, we know that already because the runner's checked.
Yep, and because we have one less experience point from the rival battle compared to the Pikachu version, we will not be leveling up on this fight. So, like you said, we already know the natures, so that's not a surprise. But we might get some information about the AVs coming up on the next fight.
Yep. Yeah, I guess it could theoretically. I don't know. Is it possible for PsyJ to get a lot of attack EVs still with the minus attack nature, and then that would kind of effectively make it like a neutral?
Yeah, I didn't see what characteristic he had. That would definitely, if it was likes to thrash about, that would definitely be a very good thing to mitigate this minus attack. And but yeah, if you do have that, so if he's minus attack, that means he's definitely getting no AVs in attack unless he has the characteristic, in which case there's a small chance of getting AVs in attack. And what the AVs are just a +1 bonus to any stat at the end of every level up. And those are going to be fixed every 10 levels. So the stat boost that you get on level 6 will be the same that you get at level 16 and on level 26. So if you track your AVs, you can kind of get a sense of what your future stats are going to be and what some ranges might look like.
I actually completely forgot that was a thing, so glad you brought that up.
Yeah. So we'll see on PsyJ's side. The special attack, always helpful. And on Fury's side,
HP,
which not really as helpful. Generally you're going to want those offensive stats to be boosted as much as possible. I assume even more so on the Eevee side than the Pikachu side, because Pikachu's already packing higher attack and special attack. Yep.
We also saw Fury hit by a rat coming before entering the forest, which is a bit unfortunate. And both, I don't remember who it was. I think it was PsyJ dodged a Caterpie outside the forest. Pikachu runners are far more likely to opt to catch a bug outside of the forest because it's a very high catch rate. But because Eevee wants to hit level 10 for Brock, you want to get as much experience as possible, and that would usually mean catching everything in the forest or en route 2.
Yeah, you can definitely, taking that route 2 catch, which has the boosted catch rate, is definitely an option on Eevee, but you are playing a little bit riskier, counting on getting a lot of experience going forward with the second bug catch and the Bell Sprout, etc.
I think we saw good Pidgey fights here, so Pidgey can sand attack because you can't one-shot it, so that's obviously not great, but didn't see that happen here. A nice bonus to having that second catch on Eevee is that you can summon the second player for Pidgey and do a 2v1, and that's more of an issue if you catch Pikachu before the lure, before that trainer specifically, because you could just get an easy one-turn fight.
Yeah, it's always fun to break up a 2-controller fight on Jocelyn with Pikachu and just have the peace of mind. But then you do also have to typically deposit the Pikachu right away so that it's not gaining unnecessary levels in your party.
Yeah.
All right, and both of them making their first successful catch.
Well, that's good.
Ooh,
Ooh, we got a Wombo. Oh no, that was just maybe just a glowing, or is that a Wombo catch? I think that was a Wombo catch on Fury's side.
it was potentially, it was definitely glowing. So already getting up to level 9, which is a great sign to start.
Yeah, I can't tell if it's one that's a single, you're using a single controller because you get less experience for that versus a two controller. Yeah. All right, both of them have their second catch on screen. Both of them getting excellent throws there as well with the two controller, which is great. Fury getting a Bellsprout, PsyJ getting the second bug. So Psy will want to grab a Bellsprout next, and ideally Pikachu as well to help with that experience. Fury can probably make do without Pikachu because he's already level 10.
Yeah, already in good shape. We'll only need to get the second bug just for count purposes, but is otherwise good to go to Brock.
We'll see if we see any Bulbasaurs in the forest as well, which are kind of tricky catches, but are much easier with two controllers. So
yeah, definitely with now that the lure is up and you get that higher level, sometimes more aggressive Bulbasaur coming out, it can definitely be tricky.
That's true.
And let's see PsyJ waiting around for some more spawns, but not really getting what he wants.
I think there's a Bellsprout up there in the just after the trainer on the left, potentially, but kind of hard to tell.
And I like to point out this Bug Catcher Sammy fight, not quite as threatening as in some of the other Kanto games, where there's a high-level Weedle waiting for you. Instead, this is just a tanky level 3 Metapod with extra HP AVs just to add some extra time.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I think it has like 12 AVs and HP or something. It's just maybe not that many, but that's why even though it's level 3, it
that sounds almost illegal because it's level 3.
Yeah.
Okay, we have PsyJ catching a Pidgey, so going for a little bit of extra experience here. I'm not sure if he ran into that by accident. I wasn't paying attention.
It was a little unclear, and it seemed like he might have hesitated for a moment, debating if he wanted to catch it or not. But like we said, he's gonna need the experience. Ooh, and
it was glow. I think it was glowing.
Yeah.
So I think that helps his experience.
And PsyJ going with the unconventional move order, teaching double kick in slot 1, and I believe is going to teach headbutt in slot 4 later.
PsyJ still needs his Bellsprout. You need a grass Pokemon to enter the gym, so he's going to have to go for that. And Fury is going to just catch his second bug here. Oh no, that's a rat. Never mind. I think it's glowing as well.
Yep, it was.
So that's a nice little sack of experience you can get. Really has become a very common strat. You see a lot of runners do it. I started doing it recently as well in my runs. If I see a glowing one, I don't usually catch it if it's not glowing though, but it's kind of up to the runner. For Pika, obviously, which I run, it's not as crucial to get a lot of experience early. You just need to make sure you get your Oddish to at least level 8, which would mean you'd catch it second in the forest, catch a bug, and then to get it to 8, or you catch one outside the forest, which is often a bit of a pain because it doesn't always spawn. So you have to reload the route multiple times.
Yeah, the glowing rat can be also helpful if your bugs are close to reaching their final evolution and you kind of just want to tap them in. Yeah, be able to box them earlier to avoid unnecessary levels in Moon.
Well, looks like PsyJ's going for that Route 2 roulette. Bellsprout, please.
Oops.
No.
Nope. More Pidgeys. Still nothing. Yeah, this is kind of a risk you take. In forests, the spawns aren't going to be as high level as they are out here.
Oh, there's one, and it's glowing too, so...
That's helpful, yeah. But I could definitely see PsyJ wanting a Bellsprout out here, especially if he's going to be using it for the next fight.
Using a Raspberry there, interesting.
just to extra make sure it gets in.
I'm not sure if the catch rate is there, so could actually be guaranteeing it. Okay, that might have been a supersized catch as well.
I think it might have been as well. Yeah, I think if
almost level 14 already, can almost already go to Misty.
Yeah, he might actually be able to now one controller this with Eevee, as you normally would, because he's level 13.
Yeah, you get a damage boost to your damage when your level ends in either a 0, 3, 5, or 8. So level 13 versus level 12 is a much bigger difference between level versus level 12 compared to 11, for example.
Yeah, and if you have a normal Eevee, you can, when you hit level 13, you can skip the Tail Whip on Onyx. But because this is a minus attack Eevee, probably still going to be necessary.
Yeah, and also PsyJ gets both bugs fully evolved, which is going to be great. You can get those in the box right away. So if we had Pika Runner, if we had a Pika Runner in this race, we would have we'd probably see the Pika Runner be finished Brock by now, unless something went horribly wrong, because usually Pika is not going to be getting as many catches in the forest.
Not as many catches, and definitely not taking as many turns on Brock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you get flinch haxed.
Yes. I've definitely seen that multiple hit flinches happen in people's runs, and it does not look fun.
Okay, so we have Fury in the lead right now, but Fury has 5 Fury. Well, I guess PsyJ has marked his gift mons already, so PsyJ has 9 Pokemon right now versus Fury's 2, so not as big of a lead as it might look.
Yep, and Fury gonna head in to do the first shopping trip after this little cutscene with Blue, and yeah, it'll look, I don't know, mostly the same as Pika. If you are familiar with Pika, there'll be some slight differences. Like, we definitely won't be buying an X Defend here, and we will be buying some Burn Heals, which I know is not always the case on the other side. And then on the other hand, PsyJ is entering the gym.
I will say that running Eevee must be a little bit, I don't know, I'd be really stressed doing that, talking to the gym attendant guy, because you have to choose your Grassmon, and it's not in slot 1 like you do for Pika. And if you don't select a Grassmon, he kicks you out of the gym, and you have to go back in. He doesn't even give you another chance. It's I don't know, that'd be something that would bother me quite a bit.
Yeah, before I started doing runs, I definitely saw people that got kicked out, because they were just mashing and selected the first slot, which is Eevee. So every time I enter the gym, I remember that that's something that's going to come up, and I have to quickly think, okay, I caught Bellsprout after the bugs, but is it in the 3rd slot or is it in the 4th slot? And then you got to make sure it doesn't eat any inputs.
I didn't see whether Fury did the beginner shop or the advanced shop. I'm assuming advanced. And he's going to try to see if he can catch an Ekans here. Or a Charmander. It's another option.
Let's see. And on PsyJ's side, we see that he did decide to just one controller it with the Eevee, since he was that high level.
Yeah, no issues there for Psy.
And Fury getting their Magikarp. And getting ready to head into Moon. And then we'll be doing some menuing.
Oh. Oop, instant Geodude.
Foreign encounter. See what he decides to do. Yeah. You're going to want to catch a Geodude in here, obviously, but it would be nice if it was lured first, just to get some extra, because it is an important source of EXP.
Yeah, both runners have pretty good EXP already, but yeah, you definitely want to get the lured one. One mon you would catch if you got an insta spawn entering Mount Moon would be either Fable or Chansey.
Yes, most definitely. It would be.
Yeah,
It's going to give you a good EXP regardless.
I think I've seen Eevee, or not Eevee. I've seen Chansey like right away entering, right in front of me, but wasn't close enough to trigger the encounter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really just a step and a half or so before you hit that cutscene trigger. So it's, but it always seems like one or two things spawn right there and make you sweat it out a little bit.
You're doing a menu there for to teach Headbutt to Eevee, and I think you also lure here, correct, on Eevee?
Yes. So during this menu, we kind of take care of everything. We teach Headbutt. We will heal Eevee from the last fight, and use a lure and deposit anything that we can. So the lure obviously going to run out sooner than it would in Pika because you're using it sooner, but it will still be plenty long enough for us to get into the basement room where there's a key section for catching Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no snake either for Psy. See what we get for Fury's basement room coming up here. So we want to catch a Paris Geodude and a Clefairy, and there are a couple nice little bonuses as well. Some hunters may opt to catch a Zubat if it bumps into them. Zubat you want to catch later. We got an army of Zubats here for Fury.
Not a good sign.
So he may elect to reload the room, which he does.
Yeah. And
now
also going to be
Geodudes.
Better than Zubats.
He gets the glowing Paris there as well, and
gonna go on Geodude. Nice.
Okay, so he's gonna catch the Geodude and the Paris, and then that'll open up a couple more encounter slots, and hopefully Clefairy fills one of those.
And this will also be burning some like real-world time, giving him an opportunity to get the double Moonstone potentially, because he got there pretty early, so definitely isn't ready yet. Still has probably another minute or two before that would show up.
Oh, Psy keeping Pidgey in the party? Interesting. Level 12.
Yeah, it did get a bunch of XP. Maybe just thinking we'll go ahead and evolve it.
Yeah, at this point it only has 6 levels left, so I don't know how many moves it'll learn, but yeah, that's probably what he's thinking about here.
It is another guaranteed catch. You are kind of... there's two downsides. One, that you're missing out on the potential EXP you would get from catching a Pidgeotto, and you're also unmarking Pidgeot as a potential option. But since he's at least already done the EXP thus far, that might not be too big of a concern.
Yeah, Pidgeotto is not a catch a lot of people go for, but it is an option. We saw Fury also miss the circle on Geodude. That Geodude's kind of deceptively tricky to get the excellent throw on. A lot of runners will actually just go for the great, or go for like the earliest part of the excellent.
It always seems like it's somehow goes slightly off center on the Geodude, and I'm not sure why.
Yeah, it might be wiggling around a little bit. I'm not sure. Yeah. Fury getting the Paris as well. That's also glowing. Was not super size. But that'll get both of his bugs, or at least his Metapod, fully evolved, and he'll be able to do a little bit of party management here.
Let's see. PsyJ getting here a little bit later in the room, so it'll be questionable whether the Double Moonstone gets there. Ooh, and there's a shiny.
Shiny Zubat!
Gotta go
shiny
for that.
Zubat! Let's go!
And glowing.
And it's glowing. This is like the only time you'll see someone deliberately go for a Zubat, because why not?
Oh yeah, you got it.
Why are all shinies green?
I think
a lot of them are.
A Gen 1 thing with like, or I mean...
Oh, that was a weird excellent. Like one of the balls hit for an excellent.
However you get it.
Oh, okay, that works.
I look forward to seeing that clip later and posted in the Discord. Yeah, I feel like in the early gens there's something with like the shinies are coded, like the color is based on some algorithm, and just a lot of them turned out green. I don't know if I'm
Yeah.
making that up or if that was just
I'm not sure, yeah.
a rumor I heard.
Definitely feels like a lot of the earlier Gen 1s are green, for sure.
Yeah.
Psy's leaving here. Not sure what he caught down there. Both runners are out of the basement now.
Looks like he might have just caught the Zubat.
Interesting.
So I guess just opting for seeing what shows up on the rest of his path. And I mean, since his EXP is pretty good, he might not be concerned if it's lured or not.
Yeah, we see the Sandshrew fight, which is normally with Pika you do that one with Oddish because you can one shot. Because you got Sand Attack on Psy's end, which caused him to miss his first double kick to finish off the Sandshrew. In Pika, you might also elect to delay that fight as well if your Oddish is slower than Sandshrew, because then you run the risk of getting hit by Sand Attack. But we see PsyJ going for Geodude here.
Yep, luckily glowing one did show up. I didn't notice. I think he has the Great Ball in slot 2. Did I see that right?
I don't know. I'll have to check next time he catches something. Okay, Sandy confirming.
Yeah, but just an unusual play. I mean, it works all the same as having the Great Ball in slot 1, but just another uncommon ordering strat. Well, as everyone knows, when Zubat hits level 12, learns Swift.
Oh yeah. I recently discovered that too.
Yeah. Oh, Fury going back for a glowing Zubat. Might be a
Interesting.
little
Both runners choosing to catch a Moon Zubat.
Yes.
If PsyJ had another reason to catch it, but obviously it can help with a little bit with the experience as well. So, and glowing is obviously a nice little bonus. Fury should have no problems hitting level 15 for Misty, which is the requirement for her gym. Psy is already level 16. Kind of needs that extra level because of the minus attack, but
yeah, it'll definitely. Well, it'll mostly come into play throughout the rest of Rock Tunnel. That minus attack. Luckily, we'll be using a special attack actually against Misty, so
that's true. Yeah,
won't be too impactful there. I don't know if it might also come into some places on potentially the next rival fight, but for the most part, on set like Nugget Bridge, you're going to be over leveled anyway and using super effective moves, so won't be too big of a detriment.
Okay, both runners on the same fight now. Catch count. Psy is, I think, 1 behind Fury, because he has he has Porygon and Lapras marked currently.
Yeah.
I don't think either of them has gotten Clefairy yet.
Nope, haven't seen anything pink so far. So the only real difference is that Fury has the Paris and PsyJ doesn't. Oop, there's Clefairy.
Oh, okay. Good stuff.
And PsyJ getting his Paris.
Okay, so these aren't going to be lured, but they're still a good source of experience, and obviously good catches as well. Nice little side throw there from Fury, and PsyJ also getting an excellent throw.
One small benefit is that even though because they aren't at the lured level, which I believe is 11, that they won't be learning a move at, typically these Pokemon all learn moves at level 12. So that won't be hopefully something that they have to deal with. Just that little time loss of having to say, no, don't learn Stealth Rock or Double Slap or whatever it might be.
Now I wonder if Psy is going to take this Zubat all the way to Golbat.
Oof.
A lot of levels, but
yeah,
I think you catch it at 11, right? So it would it would need 10 more, I think, or 11 more.
I think I tried it once just to like see what it would be like on kind of like a test run, and I don't think I got the Golbat till Rock Tunnel anyway, so it would have just been faster to catch another Zubat in Rock Tunnel. So I can't say I recommend it, but if he's really wants to commit to the shiny, I'll understand.
Yeah, you can do it for the fans if he so chooses. Alright, so yeah, this nerd, I know for Pika you ideally want to be level 15 for it. I'm assuming it's the same thing for Eevee as well, because you want to be able to one-shot the Magnemite.
Yep, you want to ideally be level 15 and hopefully have some attack EVs, and if you are high enough attack, you can actually one-shot both of them. Both the Voltorb and the Magnemite.
Yeah, because you have Stab, same type attack bonus for Headbutt, because Eevee is a normal type.
Yep.
Whereas Pika does not have that advantage, unfortunately. But Pika can still one-shot that Voltorb, but you need to have pretty high level. You probably need to be level 18 to guarantee it, I'm pretty sure. Which is pretty much only happens if you get a big pink thing.
Yeah. And now we'll be seeing both runners in the Justine James fight trying to get a two-turn fight here, which isn't guaranteed. Ooh, that's not too bad.
It's not going for the coughing first.
Yeah. But since Bellsprout's going to be using Acid, it should be fine for the two-turn.
Yep.
So, yeah, both get the two-turn, neither punished with any poison, so in a good shape to just head straight on into Misty's gym.
Yep. Zubat continuing to gain levels. On Psy's end, we'll see if PsyJ, not Psyduck, Psy manages to find a Clefairy on the way out. He does not. Oh, and a Snake for Fury. We did see a shiny Ekans earlier in the tournament. Not so today. But
So
welcome Sight all the same.
Yeah. PsyJ electing to pick up the PP up, which is kind of optional in Eevee. That might be indicating that he's going to try to keep the fossil and sell the PP up instead.
Yeah, that's definitely an option.
And like you said about Ekans, it's a nice bonus catch to get. In most cases, you're not going to evolve it, but it is just an easy one catch and doesn't even give that much experience, but just another step towards that 50.
And we see the special moves being taught here.
And you'll see PsyJ again doing things in an unconventional order. Actually teaches Buzzy Buzz in slot 1, whereas Fury doing the more traditional, having Headbutt in slot 1 and Buzzy Buzz in slot 2.
Yep. Okay, PsyJ is removing the shiny Zubat from his party, but he's keeping the Pidgey. Pidgey has a few less levels to go until it evolves, only 3 more.
Yeah.
So that definitely a good choice there. If you need to keep one of them.
Now we did say Fury was minus special defense. Was that correct?
Yes, I believe so. Naive nature.
So we will have to see how his HP looks like coming out of this first trainer fight, because Starmie's Scald can hit pretty hard if you are minus special defense. You might want to heal up after this first one just to make sure that you're not in any danger of Water Gun plus Scald KOing.
Yeah. So so Goldeen is a 2-shot then for Eevee.
It varies. It depends what your special attack is looking like.
Yeah. Oh, PsyJ managed to.
Yeah. At level 18, pretty safe. Fury actually getting it also. So it's a range, and at the worst, it lives on a few HP and it's paralyzed, so it's pretty easy to clean up.
Yep, PsyJ going in without healing, so PsyJ's plus special defense, so he doesn't have too much to worry on that end, but Fury is going to heal. As the runners are both going to set up an X item, an X special attack on the Psyduck. Psyduck's going to use Water Gun, and then the Starmie will outspeed and get a chance to hit Scald, but it can elect to use a different move. We have seen that.
Yeah, there's always the possibility of Psywave, which PsyJ could get. I tend to see it when you do have a higher special defense. I don't know if that's in the AI's algorithm or anything, but nope, just gets a standard fight. And getting the burn is not ideal, but...
Right when Starmie got paralyzed, the screen froze, so
yeah.
Stream almost got paralyzed as well, but we're back very quickly. The burn is a little unfortunate, though. He's going to have to heal that off.
Yeah.
Sideway for Fury, though.
Ooh. And he's low special defense, which is interesting. I don't know. Every time I think I'm starting to understand the AI, it does something weird.
Yeah, that sounds like Pokemon.
Yeah, so you'll see Psy just healing the burn. Screen freezing a little bit again. Hopefully we'll be back in a second. Doesn't have to heal the HP because we will be using Bouncy Bubble to just replenish that on the bridge fights anyway.
Yeah, that's kind of a nice bonus that Eevee has, is you don't have to worry about healing at all, at least with potions. So you can actually keep some of those potions for later if you need to, and then also you don't have. It's always faster to use a move than use an item.
Yeah, I have plenty of instances where I don't end up using any of the regular potions throughout the entire Eevee section because I just bouncy bubbled everything, and then by the time I actually did need to heal, you had super potions by then.
Yeah. Alright, so this fight's pretty straightforward for Eevee. Super effective moves on the first two, and then you probably two-hit the Pika.
You can Oko it with Headbutt.
Yeah. Oh yeah, side. Even with minus attack, no problem.
Yeah.
The high level 18.
Yeah, definitely helps having that, like you said, that level ending in 8 attack boost.
Yeah, Pikachu unfortunately has no way to deal with the Oddish in one turn, so very often you run the risk of getting poisoned by the Oddish if you because you have to two-hit. Yeah,
between the Oddish here and the Sandshrew coming up, it's much rarer for Eevee to get poisoned on this bridge than it is compared to Pika, where I have seen some runners get poisoned up to 3 times over the course of this bridge.
But yeah, we're going to see no issues here with these fights. The Sandshrew Trainer is a little bit of a problem for Pika. You have to two-hit it or two-see it, but with Eevee, you just have Bouncy Bubble, which is perfect. I don't know if anyone's been keeping an eye on the AVs on either of these two. Obviously, now we don't have too much to talk about, so I don't know if we had a chance to see the AVs on any of the two EVs here.
Well, while they're just wrapping up these fights by one-shotting everything, I do have a little trivia for you if you're interested.
Sure.
So we did see Eevee teach all of those moves, the Buzzy Buzz, Sizzly Slide, and Bouncy Bubble. Do you know what? And we obviously know Glitzy Glow. Everyone knows Batty Bad. Do you know what the other moves are that we don't use during the run?
There's one that's not really a move it's kind of a weird one. It's called VV Volley.
That's true. Yeah.
But oh wait,
So we've got
there's a
one for
fairy.
every
There's a fairy
evolution.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Do you know the name? It's
cutie cute. I don't know.
the answer we were looking for was Sparkly Swirl.
Oh yeah.
Yes. And
Oh, there's
then
probably an ice one as well. Yeah.
an ice and a grass one. The grass one is probably tough to guess. The ice one, I think you could probably do it even not knowing the name.
Oh, not sure. Look at that flying Eevee on screen. The ice one. Ooh, I don't know. Oh, Freezy Frost.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, I remember. I read that somewhere. It's just it took a little while to dig through the old brain to find that one. And then the grass one, I have no idea.
Yeah, the grass one is Sappy Seed, which
Yeah.
also does a 90 damage physical move that also inflicts Leech Seed.
Oh, yeah, it sounds interesting.
So kind of busted. Definitely not speedrun friendly though.
No, it sounds very slow. Because that Leech Seed is that Leech. So if you KO something with that, would Leech Seed still be active for the next mon in the fight?
I don't believe so. I don't think it's like a hazard.
Okay. Yeah, Pika gets less of these special moves, but the ones it does get are pretty good. In fact, all these special moves, partner moves, are very good. There's Floaty Fall, and and then there's Splishy Splash, I think, for Pika.
Mm-hmm.
And then Zippy Zap obviously is the one that we get for the run. And then Pika Papow is the other one.
Still waiting for somebody to break that out in the run.
Let's see if we see any interesting mons on this route here. We did see a case where a runner skipped a Squirtle.
Yeah, it was not a popular decision.
No, the chat was not pleased.
But today, just all Psyducks for both runners.
No. Yeah, so that's something the runners will likely catch later on Cycling Road. But you can catch it on Route 6 if you really, really need experience. But it's very unlikely to see that.
Yeah, especially an EV version where your EXP is usually in a fine place anyway by Route 6, and you don't need to, say, like level up your Growlithe or Abra at that because you're not using them.
Yeah. Yeah, no issues with the trainer skips here. There is one skip where you kind of cheese the trainers by taking advantage of their very narrow vision in terms of the width of their vision, I guess. So, and that's a pretty close race. A reminder that Psy has both Lapras and Magikarp marked, or not Magikarp, Lapras and Porygon marked currently. So Psy has 13 caught, whereas Fury has 14. So we could say Fury has a slight lead here.
Yeah, if we're going with every catch is about 30 seconds, and
and we know about the copy pasta. So
yes. And it looks like they might be, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds apart at the moment.
Yeah,
maybe less.
progression-wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have Bill's apparently a Nidorino in this game, but in earlier games he's a Clefairy. Not sure why they changed it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, to me, it's a little more unsettling to see a Nidorino standing on two legs, whereas Clefairy is already standing on two legs.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll see what if we see any spawns on the way back.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. See if anything tempts them that they won't be able to catch.
Yeah, Fury did catch Ekans, Jordan.
It's like just a wandering Venonat.
One thing that can happen is Pidgeys can can fly over the ledge and run into you as you're going by.
Yes.
But-
Definitely
and,
had to try to do those.
on a similar note, when you're on Route 4, Spearows can start in the grass and fly up over the ledge, and you can't grab them. That happened to me in a run I was on.
Oof.
Might have been my PB actually, or maybe it was the day before I got my recent PB. But the Spearow, I had to wait for the Spearow to come flying back down.
Mhm.
It was a little bit of a slow catch.
Yeah, I hate when that happens. Similarly on Route 10, where it can like fly around the fence or start running into the vision of the spinner you already passed.
Oh yeah. Or like towards the cutscene with Lorelei.
Mm-hmm. All right, both runners now getting ready for Route 6, which is not as make or break as the Pika version. It's
No.
more just, the more things you get, the better. But, if you only come out with one or two things, it's not a big deal. Especially since a lot of these Pokemon also appear on Route 7 and 8. So there's kind of a second chance to get them in case you missed them the first time.
Yep, so Pika would want to go get Growlithe here. Great partner mon for the next 3 fights, the rival on the boat, as well as the first 2 trainers before Route 10. And then also, that's the main one that he would get that's required. You don't technically need it, but there are a few backup options which are far less good. Abra is also a good option. A bit of a rare spawn, but it's a nice little mon you can get an evolution out of as well. So.
And I'll also be picking up some hidden items in the underground. Everyone will be picking up the nugget and the lure. Haven't seen too many people opt to pick up any. I don't know if I've seen anybody, gamble and try to pick up one of the other treasure items in the underground.
Oh, one time I was mashing A absent-mindedly in here, and I got a pretty wing.
Oh yeah,
which is useless, but you can at least sell it. So
yeah. I'll sometimes do it, and I feel like it would be especially helpful in a race, just in case you happen upon something and be like, "Oh, I got an extra nugget, and I can keep the fossil now."
Oh, we see Psy picking up a guard spec here. That's probably might be a race-specific strat, but you do use guard spec in EV version.
Yeah, to be honest, I did not realize there was a guard spec there.
We see a Vulpix here for Fury, dangerously close to that Sailor. I can't remember what his vision's like, but looks like he's fine.
I think it's just basically to the grass, so as long as they're still in the grass, you're safe, but I don't know if 1 foot is out, if that's pushing it.
Yep, so Fury going for Vulpix, Psy going for Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff's a spawn that a lot of people, including myself, had a lot of trouble with, at least a while ago, because it would float around and be incredibly annoying. But if you are quick enough, you can just YOLO throw it, and you can usually catch it with an excellent pretty easily before it flies away.
Yeah, you can get the bad cycle where it attacks right away and knocks your Pokeball out, but I would say the vast majority of the time, if you just YOLO, you can get that excellent.
And Fury nailing the Vermilion skip, but also just running right into a Rattata, so
yeah,
a bit unfortunate.
Not ideal, but better to hit a wild encounter than a trainer.
Absolutely. The trainers aren't too bad for Pika because you have super effective moves to deal with both. On Eevee, that is. For Pika, you can pretty much only one-shot the Charmander if you have like Thunderbolt or something, I'm pretty sure. Okay, Psy nailing the skip as well. Good.
I was a little worried there. That might have been too far left, but
yeah,
managed just to pull it off.
Both runners doing a shop here. Gonna grab a bunch of items like super potions, X attacks, X special attacks, some lures, maybe a repel or 2, and some escape ropes. Obviously selling a lot of items here as well. The Pokeballs, the nuggets. We see Psy selling the revives.
Interesting.
That's very interesting because for the 2-controller Giovanni, you would almost always need a revive to revive Rapidash for the Viridian rival.
Yeah, I suppose there is that one in the gym that you can pick up.
Oh, that's true. Oh, that item as you're heading out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that could work.
But it does leave little room for flexibility in case, Eevee does get knocked out during Rocket Hideout or something like that.
Yeah, that could definitely happen. Luckily, PsyJ has neutral special attack, so he should be okay there if he gets good experience, because that's where special attack is more important.
Yeah, I guess he picked up that guard spec and sold those revives so they could get extra X specials, because he did pick up 25 of those, which is about 10 more than you would normally buy.
Yeah, you might see some runners picking up extra super potions there, because you do want to make sure you have super potions left over for fights like Archer 2 and various others. But every runner will do something a little bit different for that shop in a race in particular. For PB attempts, most runners will do a very similar menu, but some runners might tweak a few things here and there.
PsyJ got the seamless movement on the Sand entry, the one where you don't turn. It's very minimal time save. It's like frames. But if you position yourself just so, you can talk to Trace without turning and walk forward without having a turn animation.
Ooh, nice.
And just, threaded the needle on that one to get it. Speaking of the rival, this is the next rival fight, which Eevee is pretty much always going to 2-controller, unless you are very over-leveled, because we're going to need to set up a X special and an X attack on Eevee for the 3 Pokemon that we're going to be facing up against.
Yep. We also see PsyJ got the Jigglypuff and using the Moonstone right away to get evolved. I don't think either runner got double Moon.
I don't believe so. Yeah, interesting they decided to just do it now. Again, it doesn't appear he did any other menuing.
Yeah, because Jigglypuff learns a move at level 18.
That's true. It could have been close to leveling up and wanted to avoid that prompt learn rest.
So Wigglytuff doesn't learn it then?
No, because it's a one of those stone evolutions that doesn't learn any moves.
Oh, interesting. Okay, well, that makes sense then. But he's gonna probably he wants to get that Pidgeotto to the party as soon as it evolves, and he's maybe holding off a little bit there. So you can get a few things out of the party at the same time. Yeah, for Pika, you're almost always 2-controlling this fight as well. One major exception for that is if you are level 21 and have Thunderbolt. You have the level and you have a really good electric move to handle most things in this fight pretty easily. Or if you just don't get a Growlithe, you can elect to just 1-controller it and pick an extra setup turn on the Oddish, which I've never done, but can't imagine it's great. Or you could just use a different partner altogether.
Yeah, it's a little risky to do the 1-controller, especially if you can't one-shot the Pidgeotto, because it does have Sand Attack, and that can just turn what should be a 3-turn fight into, 5-6 turns, and just drag it out way too long.
All right, both runners getting through Boat Rival. We have Fury heading back to Route 6 to head back. We'll see if he sees anything to catch here. Also, he's going to do the Vermilion Skip. Nails it. Good. A little bit easier on the way back is the common thought in the community, because you can line yourself up with the tiles a little bit easier. Didn't see any
don't-
spawns on Route 6 though. We'll see if Psy. What did Psy catch? Psy caught a Jigglypuff and a.
They both have Vulpix.
Okay.
Yeah, it should have been
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I don't remember what else Fury caught on Route 6. Was it just? He caught a second thing. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember what though.
Might have had the puff as well. Let's see when the. Let's see. No puff. Yeah, I guess it was just the Vulpix then. He did run into the rat and run away from it.
Yeah, he already has a rat, so.
PsyJ having no trouble with the skip as well.
Yeah, that's definitely the hardest skip in the run. So aside from the mount skips, which is a completely different category, but that's definitely one that you like to see both runners hit or get the skip. Alicia here on Fury's end is a fight that on Pika you do with 2-controller, but Eevee has moves to handle Gloom. So this is where Growlithe really helps because you have a fire. Growlithe comes with Flamethrower, which is an exceptionally good move for this early in the game, and is used to handle the Gloom. It isn't always guaranteed to die at +2, but you'll see Fury, both runners using the guard spec here because this Eevee has a couple very bad status moves, Sand Attack, and I believe Growl as well. So. Neither of which you wish to see.
Yep, Sand Attack, Growl, and Tail Whip. Which the Tail Whip doesn't really matter because all it has to attack is Swift. But yeah, the Sand Attack and Growl are what we're really trying to avoid. So I suppose that the optimal thing would just be to X attack and then get lucky on turn 1 and 2 to not see Growl or Sand Attack. But generally people are going to play a little bit safer and go for that guard spec.
Yeah. Yeah, still a very, very close race. It's just about an hour into the run. Both runners are even on catches. PsyJ, again, has Lapras and Porygon already marked. Both runners have 16. Psy should very shortly be getting Pidgeotto, though, because he has it in the party, ready to evolve.
And both are Eevees at level 20, which means this Sandshrew should be guaranteed. Because they're not minus special attack, I believe that neutral special attack is guaranteed, the bouncy bubble. Whereas if you're below level 20, I believe it could be a range, which can be frustrating if it lives on 1 HP and it uses something like Sand Attack or Dig.
Alright, there's an early Pidgeotto for Psy. Although I guess you can't get Pidgeotto here if you caught Pidgey on Route 6, but this is a Pidgey all the way back from Route 2, so which got a lot of experience. So he decided to keep it.
Might have even been. I think it might have even been from Forest.
Oh, that might be true actually.
I think it. He got that super size on Route 2, and it, was like level 11 before Brock, and it just decided to roll with it.
Okay, here's Route 10. This is a place where many runs can go to die. Not the best set of spawns on screen here. We got Nido Female, Nidorino, and 2 Spearow. So Fury's going to catch the Nido Female and one of the Spearows, probably the glowing one. And then the Nidorino is a catch that you can go for if you are really have no other choice. It does give a lot of experience, and with a Raspberry and 2 Great Balls, it's a fairly likely catch.
Yeah, given that they're both, given that they're both pretty good experience-wise, and neither of them are minus special attack, I wouldn't say either of them would really need to do some Ditto King strats or anything like that. But that is an option for Eevee if you are not feeling too confident about your Eevee's ability to take care of some of the rocket fights or the metronome fight. You can use Nidoking as you would in Pika version. Although
so
I
that
said
Nidorino, because it's wasn't originally Nidoran, it won't have Poison Jab, which is kind of your key move for Nidoking strats. So.
And PsyJ already did use his Moonstone on the Jigglypuff, so won't be getting either Nidoking or Nidoqueen.
Fury's going for the Nidorino. Alright, there's Spearow, Fearow, Nidoran male for Psy. They're waiting to see what the fourth spawn is.
That Nidorino is being difficult with Fury, hopping around a lot.
Slightly off-center throw. That's a bit of a tricky throw, so Fury going for the earliest part of the excellent and getting it, which is good. So that'll be a nice little bit of experience for Fury. That gets 3 evolutions. So right now we're going to see a lot of runners picking up a ton of catches on their tracker. This is a great spot to do that. Psy going for Rattata. He already has one. Oh no, wait, never mind. I'm looking at Fury's tracker. But I don't think Psy has Rat, obviously, because he's going for it here. Oh, he does. Okay. Or maybe he marked it already.
Maybe just marked it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, not only are they going to be doing a lot of catches during this point, but they're also going to be doing a lot of evolution, since many of the things you catch here are going to be one level away from evolving.
Big Psy going for his Spearow. We kind of saw different sort of functions by the Spearow. Fury's kind of didn't start jumping right away, and he was able to get a YOLO throw in, whereas Psy elected to wait until it jumped once to get the throw. So a lot of the sort of the higher end gameplay in Let's Go is knowing these cycles and knowing when to throw a ball. Oh, there's a nice Krabby there for Psy as well. That's a nice little catch you can get here. It's not the most common spawn, but it is a nice bonus.
Yeah, it does take 4 levels to evolve, which isn't ideal, but it is a nice bonus catch to have, and you are going to be catching a lot of things in Rock Tunnel anyway, so it's not too hard to reach that Kingler.
No. Fury looks like he's done with Route 10, at least for now. He might go back to after the fight. Some runners will elect to do the Eradicate fight here and then reload the spawns, but
let's see. So the only thing you would go back for really would be the Nidoran male or the Krabby.
Yeah, and you don't really want to go back just for Krabby, so.
Yeah.
Looks like Stai's got Nidorino from Nidoran, so he has an option to do Nidoking strats if he so chooses.
Oh, except the Moonstone. It doesn't have the double Moonstone. Or did you say Furyst or Psy?
Oh, Psy. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he did that SSN evolution of Jigglypuff.
Yeah. A glowing crab.
And that'll be 2 more evolutions and just a small bit of EXP away from 2 more.
Fury is going back to load the route. Gets the crab.
Ooh.
Is that a rat? That's the Rattata and Nidorino.
Yeah.
Did elect to go for... Did he go for... Actually, he already went for Nidorino. So he wants the Nidoran male.
Gets the excellent as well. Luckily, neither of their crabs are being too feisty with them, as Krabby can sometimes be.
Yeah, Big Rat is another option as well. Raticate's a nice little sack of experience, especially if it's glowing. But looks like both runners, at least Psy here, is going for Raticate.
suppose that is, yeah, also an option for Fury. Could stick
Oh,
around
there's
for
a
red.
Chansey.
Oh, I ain't thought about it.
He did stop there for a second. Yeah, so the catch rate is really based on level, and so the Chansey here being level 24 will have a pretty abysmal catch rate. It's like just over a coin flip with 2 Great Balls and a Raspberry. As I learned in my first round race, not a good idea.
I just saw Fury stopping to do some evolutions. He actually did get double Moonstone.
Yep, he did. So he will get both. It looks like he'll be getting. Did he get? Oh, he got No, he has Clefairy. He could evolve the Clefairy into Clefable, or he could do the both of Nidorans. It probably just makes sense to do both Nidos now, because they're both.
Yeah,
in
that's
his
what
party.
I imagine. Yeah, looks like he's gonna do that.
They both learn a move when they evolve, which is a little bit of a time loss, but you would have to go into your box to grab Clefairy, and yeah, this is just so much better because you can get them out of the way.
And as Fury gets ready to head into Rock Tunnel, going to be looking for hopefully that instant Rhyhorn to get on the move and have a ride Pokemon as soon as possible.
Yeah. Also, lots of good party management there to get rid of most of the things in his party. He still has the second Mon there for the 2 controller. There is a Zubat and a Graveler.
Not a bad start.
Yeah, Gravelers, they both have early Zubat, so don't want that.
Yeah, true.
Graveler is nice for if you have a lot of things in your party because it gives a lot of experience, but Fury's going to go for it here.
Yeah, as you were and PsyJ getting a Graveler almost in the exact same space. Yeah, as you mentioned, having that Krabby did kind of come in clutch because it did allow him to have a second Pokemon in his party to do a 2 controller catch.
Yeah, we see PsyJ. I don't know if this is because PsyJ is used to a different sort of items in his inventory, but when he went to use the Raspberry, he scrolled to the right one, which is where you would scroll to the Raspberry if you still had Pokeballs.
Mm-hmm.
I know for me, when I switched from sort of a more beginner type pewter shop to the advanced shop, I multiple times in my runs I'll scroll over before realizing I can just mash A.
Yep.
And use the Raspberry immediately.
Yeah, I definitely run into that on Route 10, and then after I make the mistake once or twice, I hopefully remember for the rest of the run.
Yes, both runners are going to be catching here, ideally a Cubone, a Machop, a Graveler, and of course Rhyhorn, which is the most important thing here. You do not really want this Onix. That's unfortunate thing for Fury. Do not recommend catching Onix here. Onix is significantly better to catch in Mount Moon because of the lower level, but it is much rarer as well. So I see Cubone jumping around. Bit. Please attack. Please attack.
Yeah, this can happen. And now he has to do that off-center throw. Ooh, but
that's it. Okay.
Just fine.
Excellent. So we have Machop on Psy's screen. He'll go for that after he fights the Slowpoke trainer here. And I don't think neither runner has a Rhyhorn yet. Yeah, it looks like just Graveler for Fury, and I think Psy has Graveler and... Well, Fury's Cubone now as well. I think Psy just has Graveler still.
Yeah, I believe so.
Charmander's another Mon that we might see them go for. It is very rare, but is a nice catch, especially if you get to the Ultra Balls. You get a little, I think 3 Ultra Balls from a trainer later in Rock Tunnel, and so if you have those in your inventory, Charmander's a nice catch.
looks like both runners don't have Golbat marked on their tracker, which I would agree with that.
Yes.
It is an option since they both got Moon Zubat, but it's not something worth going for.
We saw Psy moving, and Psy running into an Onix as well. We see Psy moving Graveler to slot 2. That's not something I'm familiar with. What might he be doing here?
Could be prepping for later, just in case he doesn't get a Rhyhorn. Typically, that's the backup strat. If you go through all of Rock Tunnel without a Rhyhorn, you would use Graveler as your partner Pokemon. PsyJ actually going for this Onix, which is surprising.
Okay, gets a grade, so that's going to help.
That's not easy to do, just to get that grade, so
yeah,
that is impressive.
Okay, he gets it. That's, he got, like, what, 1 breakout there?
Yeah, I think that was the second throw, so
okay,
not too bad.
Not horrible, but kind of an unconventional patch there. We see the Hiker Kloss here. This is a fight you do 1C in Eevee, but 2C in Pika, because kind of need that that helping hand from Nidoking to handle Rhyhorn. This fight for Eevee, you would use Fizzly Slide to burn the Machop to lower its attack, because Brick Break is painful.
Yeah, there is some strats you could do if you come into this fight at full HP. You could just opt to go for the headbutt flinch if you feel like you can tank a Brick Break okay. But more often than not, you're going to be coming in at somewhat less than full HP, so getting that burn is just the safer play.
Yep. Okay, we saw a Cubone on Psy's screen, and oh, that's another one. That was an accident. No, neither runner has Rhyhorn yet. Oh, there's one. So Psy will go for that after he fights the Kangaskhan trainer.
Let's see. Looks like so Fury at level 25, PsyJ at level 26 with their EV. So both at a fairly good place EXP wise. Fury just getting to 26. You can. One of the key markers for Eevee coming up is level 28, because that's when you learn Double Edge. And Double Edge, there are some Double Edge strats for Rock Tunnel if you do get, you do have really high XP and can get that early. But yeah, 26 around this point is a more expected level.
One thing I noticed on Fury's end is he outsped the Kadabra, and I think that's a result of being plus speed.
Yeah, that's definitely not something you'd normally have. It's definitely either have to be plus speed or have a lot of speed ABs. Which is probably extra nice because minus Spidef side beam
yeah,
could do a lot of damage.
Luckily Pika doesn't have to worry about that, because Pika's plenty fast already, can handle. Although it might still actually be slower. We do use Zippy Zap on that fight in, I think, most cases, and Zippy Zap is priority, so I actually don't even know. Pika might still be slower.
Yeah, no priority moves on either
side.
Side.
There's a Fury
nice.
Just stumbles on a Rhyhorn, which is perfect. A little bit later than he'd like, but definitely better now than never.
Yeah, Eevee only getting Quick Attack as a priority move, and pretty much get rid of that in favor of the those moved tutor moves, which are much more valuable. So in addition to having a ride Pokemon in the Rhyhorn, it's also similar to Graveler, a nice chunk of EXP, especially as you're leveling up those 4-level evolutions.
Yep.
I didn't notice that. PsyJ had actually looked like, because he had finished his catches, actually had used a Repel.
Oh, did he? Okay. Yeah, the Repel is, oh no, party happening on Fury's end here. Has to run into the Onix. Elects not to catch it, which is a good choice. Looks like Fury has everything he needs in here already. He's got Cubone, Machop, Graveler, and Rhyhorn. And I think Psy is the same.
Yep, so you'll see that's why Fury declined the lure, in addition to having pretty much everything is right next to the exit. And PsyJ 2 controlling this hiker fight, which you wouldn't typically do, but sometimes if you have recently caught something, or I didn't catch if he purposely summoned for that, or if you just happen to have the 2 controller out already.
But yeah, Eevee can handle that Rhyhorn no problem with Bouncy Bubble, so...
Yeah. Alright, and Fury out of Wreck Tunnel at about 118 flat. And going to be heading into the next rival fight, which we'll probably be using, I assume if he hasn't already, had moved Rhyhorn to slot 2, and going to be using that as the partner Pokemon for many of the upcoming fights.
Yeah, and in terms of catches, we have Psy having a 3-poke lead on Fury here. So we'll see their catch routes vary a little bit moving forward, because obviously now Psy has less Mons to catch than Fury. Notably, Fury has an odd catch count, which can be tricky to overcome depending on what options you have left. Because a lot of the times you're catching something, it has 1 evolution. So a lot of things come in pairs, but there's plenty of singles you can get.
And looks like, I think, if I'm not mistaken, both runners have the same exact party right now.
Oh.
They have all 3 of the 4-level evolution Pokemon. Their Eevee, their Rhyhorn, and their Graveler.
And they're the same level as well.
Yeah.
We also have we have a female Eevee on Fury's end and a male Eevee on Psy's end as well. Which there are some very small differences between the two. It's kind of a little bit harder to tell on the Eevee than versus Pikachu, because Pikachu tail is so prominent, but there are some small spray differences.
Yeah, as you notice, the Eevee tail is a little more, the white part of the tail is rounded, kind of like hearts, whereas the white part of the tail on the male version is a little spikier.
All right, both runners are I'd say they're pretty even right now. I'd say Fury's maybe a minute and a half, maybe a minute ahead. I can't judge pace at all in this game, by the way, so I could be completely wrong, but...
I believe they exited Rock Tunnel about... It was either a minute or 2 minutes apart, and then accounting for catches, I would say that puts them pretty even.
Yeah.
And they both have the same amount of things, like I mentioned, in their party, so they're on the same number. That number of catches is pretty accurate.
All right, coming up from Fury's end will be the Furry Trainer. Let's chat. Let's get our metronomes in chat.
I assume he hit levels 27, which an Eevee version is sometimes an important thing for this fight, because if you're level 26, the Clefairy is also level 26, and that means you're susceptible to Oko moves if it happens to pull one of those. And once it happens to you once, you're a little worried about it every other time. As I found out getting guillotine last week.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah.
For Pika version, you have a couple options. If you have Nidoking, you just use Nidoking for this fight, and you one-shot it with Poison Jab. That's assuming you have Poison Jab on Nidoking, of course. If you have Nidoqueen, you actually just use Pikachu and do 2 controllers. So Pika runners sometimes do see the 2-turn, but Fury's Clefairy flinched, so that's less fun for us, but more fun for Fury. He doesn't have to worry about seeing anything potentially nasty.
Yep. Optimal fights, assuming you're not. If you are level 28, you can usually just double edge and Oko the Clefairy.
Yes.
But if you're still rocking with Headbutt, then yeah, getting the flinch is the optimal outcome.
Absolutely. Yeah, I forgot about double edge. I don't think either runner is going to teach it here. I think it's just too late in the run, and they wouldn't be using it on too many more fights anyway. So
yeah, we'll see what they decide. I think Fury is very close to leveling up to 28, but as you kind of alluded to, you'd only use it on 2, maybe 3 fights. So whether that's worth the time of teaching the move, might be up to the runner. Double edge, obviously, with being a recoil move, also sometimes requires more stopping to heal.
Ooh, we have some interesting spawns here for Fury. Fury's going to go for that big rat.
I believe he needs the puff as well. So could be
think
getting
you
2
might be
catches
right,
out
yeah.
of this.
Yeah, even though the rat's not lured, it's still pretty high level, so you're going to get a nice little batch of experience here.
And does have a full party, so it'll be going straight to the box, which is another nice perk.
Hey, see double edge? He's actually going to teach it here. And Sty is entering the Clefairy fight. Let's see what we get here.
And Sai
he is double edge, yeah.
level 28, just barely, so he's able to take care of it with double edge, even being minus attack.
Yep. Okay, no metronome shenanigans today.
Yeah. No quality content, but for the runner's sake is good to see.
Here we see kind of a problem. Well, I wouldn't say it's a problem, but a little bit of a disadvantage of those 4-level mons to evolve is all of them learn a move while leveling up. We saw 2 of them there, off Krabby and Machop. I think when I first learned this game, it was still a bit of a debate whether it was worth it to catch all 3 of them, or even any of them. Well, maybe a couple, but I feel like there was still a bit of debate whether it was worth it to get all three of them because of that extra move teach. But it seems like that's a very common thing to see as the run has sort of been optimized further, and a lot of people have put work into it. It's I guess very optimal now to get all 3.
Yeah, I could see if you're trying to make the run, your catch routes, the most optimized it could possibly be. I could see the value in skipping them, but you definitely leave yourself very little margin for error on the rest of your catch route. And I believe someone in the first round did pull out an unusual strat of catching some of those 4 evolution Pokemon and depositing them, opting not to evolve them, which was an interesting strat.
We see a PsyJ doing a couple things in the center there. That was teaching Glitzy Glow, as well as synchronizing Modest, which is something that all but one runner in this tournament has done so far in their race.
Won't say who. But I think they haven't made that mistake again, so...
Yes, that is true.
A couple ways that the runners can approach this fight. They're both opting to 2-controller this. Because they have double edge, they could opt to attack with both Pokemon. They could X-attack double edge, as you're seeing PsyJ do. You can 1-controller it and do Buzzy Buzz, or not Buzzy Buzz, but because they don't have that anymore. But needless to say, there are a few different ways that you can approach not only this grunt fight, but the upcoming ones, depending on where your attack and special attack and level are all at.
Yeah, so you see both runners a little bit closer now because of Fury catching a couple extra things. But I guess on catch count now, they're much closer as well. So
yeah, I mean, this kind of makes sense. The PsyJ's just, probably about 30 seconds behind and one catch ahead. So they're pretty neck and neck.
you see Double Edge here on the Hypno. This thing's quite annoying to deal with for Pika. It has Psybeam, and I don't know if it has Hypnosis as well, but
I think so.
Yeah, you definitely want to get it out of the way as quickly as possible.
PsyJ hitting level 25 on the Rhyhorn on that fight, which is a nice thing to have, as we mentioned with those specific levels that do have a damage boost. Having a level 25 Rhyhorn can be important for the mini-boss and boss fights that are coming up at the end of this dungeon, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Do you ever use Rhyhorn for J&J as the main attacker?
Oh yeah, you can definitely do that. Especially if you're running minus special attack.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Glitzy Glow is going to be unreliable. I'll sometimes do it if my EV is also pretty underleveled, don't have great experience. It can be sometimes a safer range to X attack drill run. It can still be good to set up the Glitzy Glow, even if it's not going to do the most damage, just because it also sets up light screen.
That's true, yeah.
But yeah, definitely. I don't know the specific ranges, and often you're not going to see Rhyhorn's attack stat, so you're kind of going with taking your chances a bit, but it's definitely viable.
Yeah, that's the reason I always mentioned that is because level 25 is obviously much more likely to yield a good J&J fight with Rhyhorn than 24.
And I believe with Nidoking, that's also a way you can do the J&J fights, probably similarly in Pika, with doing some X attack and that drill run and helping hand drill run.
Yeah, for Pika you'd use Nidoking as the second mon for Rhyhorn strats, or Nidoqueen if you have Nidoqueen. You do use Helping Hand in certain situations. Not always, though. It depends on what happens on the Arbok, because that's usually the one you attack first.
Yeah. And, Arbok definitely being the less defensively tanky of the two. Whereas, I assume it has a higher special defense than... I don't know if that's higher than Weezing's or not. Probably not. Weezing just being a very tanky Pokemon in general.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so J&J is coming up next. We'll see what our runners do here. Both of them don't have minus special attacks. We may see Eevee as the main battler here. We may see a Rhyhorn.
Yeah, typically how the kind of standard path for this fight is going to be trying to get a 3-turn fight, which would be X special attack on Eevee, and then Glitzy Glow on Arbok turn 1. And then usually that's not going to kill the Arbok unless you have really good special attack, but it's going to leave it at pretty low HP. And so on the next turn, you're going to Bouncy Bubble it to recover some of that HP and use the other turn to heal either poison or paralysis or HP, whatever might be needed. and then on turn 3, setting up EV to +4 and Blitzy glowing Wheezing. And that's kind of the standard expected way of taking care of the fight, but obviously there are plenty of ways that things can go not according to plan, and you kind of have to improvise.
Okay, here we go. Starting the fight on Fury, and PsyJ is right behind, just navigating the spinning tiles. You see each runner did a slightly different path through the spinning tiles. PsyJ doing the route that I normally do. Fury doing something a little bit different. They're both about the same speed. I don't know if I don't think there's any significant time advantage with one over the other.
Yeah, I'm just going with what you're familiar with.
Yeah. Yeah, so as you mentioned, Gavin, we see here Eevee doing almost full damage to the Arbok. Unfortunately, gets paralyzed, so that's a little bit unfortunate.
Yeah, not ideal, but did get the double status into Eevee. So it got Glare and Toxic into Eevee, which at the very least wastes one of their turns effectively. So neither of the Pokemon took damage on that first turn.
Okay, both of them doing Glitzy Glow here.
And as I mentioned, setting up that light screen. And did PsyJ get...
No, he just missed it, yeah.
Almost got the one shot on the Arbok. Yeah, setting up that Glitzy Glow and light screen is definitely beneficial to negate some of the damage that Wheezing is putting out.
Psy also getting paralyzed as well.
And then the Archer fight, which Fury is coming up on, is going to look pretty similar in terms of strategy, except it's going to be a 2-on-1. But the principle is pretty much the same. A 3-turn fight where you're going to go to hit the Wheezing with Blitzy Glow and Bouncy Bubble, and then setting up the +4 for the Golbat.
Eevee is still poisoned here, unfortunately. Hopefully that's not going to be too much of an issue for Fury.
Yeah, there is some wiggle room if you kind of only have one healing thing that you need to do during the Archer fight. You do have kind of an extra half turn to heal something. If both Pokemon are poisoned or poisoned and low HP, then you'll generally want to take that menu before the fight and heal up. So Fury in a little bit of risk because this Golbat is going to outspeed both their Pokemon. And gets the... Might have already been set up to +4. I might miss that, but...
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. Regardless, knocks out the Golbat.
Yeah, that Golbat is, I think, it might be the only thing on the run that outspeeds minus speed Pikachu. That otherwise would outspeed a non-minus speed Pikachu.
And let's see, PsyJ in a good position, both Pokemon at full health with the Golbat coming out. Set up to +4 and takes care of it. You can also opt to +2 Blitzy Glow plus Rock Throw, which can save a little extra menuing inputs, I guess. But again, you're relying on an inaccurate move and whatever Rhyhorn's attack is.
Yeah, also the fact that Rhyhorn's slower. So it'll take a hit. But yeah, the Geo fight's much different here for Eevee than Pika.
And actually going to be much different for the two runners. One of them opting for the traditional burn Persian at +2, while as PsyJ is
doing boom strats.
pulling out the boom strats.
Yeah, so Sizzly Slide is physical, so he's going to elect to do the setup on Graveler and use Self-Destruct. It's a little bit slower, but quite a bit safer. The Persian doesn't do a whole lot to Graveler, so... The Pika fight here is kind of it's a bit of a
Requires a little more setup.
it's a bit of a weird fight. You pump in 3x attacks to Pika to max its attack, and then you helping hand on the Rhyhorn with double kick. And unless you have minus attack and or are extremely low level, that Rhyhorn will die. But it needs that setup.
And meanwhile, on Eevee side, you can bouncy bubble without any setup.
So Geo is on average probably faster on Eevee here.
Yeah, I'd imagine so, as long as Persian doesn't troll you with crits, which can't happen. Especially if it decides to go for slash turn 1.
Yeah, Fake Out is probably the most common move you see there turn 1, but yeah, slash is... Oh, that's where the max revive is. Okay, I had no idea.
Yeah,
so we saw that. Was it Psy? I think Psy sold his revives earlier, so now he has a revive.
That's true. Yeah, giving himself a little bit of safety. Meanwhile, I don't believe Fury picked up the Ultra Balls. We'll see if PsyJ decides to do that.
And it looked like he is going for that.
So there are some Ultra Balls here, and then the few that we got from Sophia, the trainer in Rock Tunnel, and then in Pokemon Tower, the next location, there are some on the ground as well. But for the large part, that is going to be your only source of Ultra Balls for the run. So, not picking them up is obviously faster, but it's definitely going to make the late game a lot trickier if you're low on catches at the moment, because some of those Route 21 and Pokemon Mansion and even Route 17 catches can be quite tricky with just Great Balls.
So a bit of a menu here. We'll see if Psy uses the lure. Looks like he will. I didn't see whether Fury did. But you would catch a Ghastly here. Fury getting one on screen, which is great. We'll see what he does. Ghastly can be a bit of a troll. You can elect to go Nanab Berry, which Fury has a few of those.
And it's 28, so I believe that means he did not lure.
Yep. Luckily, it's not a big deal because the Haunter will evolve here no matter what, whether it's lured or not. It's a bit of a contentious issue in the community whether it's worth it to lure here. Some runners are adamantly against luring because they feel that their chances of seeing Ghastly are just as high, if not higher, without the lure.
I am in that camp. Yes, I have much more success without the lure.
I think I usually lure if I actually need Ghastly. I try to avoid having it as a planned Pokemon. So if I get a bunch of bonuses, I actually unmark it if I can. But I guess I'm in the lure camp here.
See, nothing for PsyJ quite yet in terms of spawns.
But yeah, we'll see if I don't remember if Fury did. Oh yeah, Fury didn't lure, so we'll see if PsyJ gets a Ghastly. If PsyJ doesn't get a Ghastly, then we think we have our answer. And yeah, you can also elect to not lure if you're kind of low on lures as well. But you do get a super lure on Route 17, so that can also help a little bit.
And as we see with both runners, they're now getting turnarounds. This is typically the point in EV where you're going to start seeing that. It's a little bit random. It can happen a little bit earlier, but this is kind of the average points. So every time you use a super effective move, you're going to see that little spin around to look back at you, which wastes about 2 seconds and is, it's nice that Eevee cares, but I'd rather not see it.
Yeah, Fury seeing another Ghastly. Also, Fury unfortunately getting double heal pad, which is unfortunate tiny piece of time loss. Another thing here with Eevee is that the Haunters, because you're not using a priority move on them, they get a chance to hit you with Sucker Punch if they choose that move.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas on Pika, you're using Zippy Zap here, which has priority over Sucker Punch. Or maybe it has the same priority, but Pika's just faster, so you end up going first.
Yeah, and I believe the second Haunter especially, it only has Sucker Punch and then a Ghost move. So because the Ghost move is not going to affect you, it's going to Sucker Punch you every single time.
Oh, right. Okay, no Ghastly yet for Psy. They are pretty much synced up entering the cutscene here.
And just a reminder, Psy has those 2 late gift Pokemon checked, so is 1 catch behind, but yeah, they are almost frame for frame at the moment.
Let's see who had the most efficient skipping the cutscene. It looks like Fury was a little bit faster there. Yeah, that mashing is kind of hard. Those buttons are extremely small, so I'm like mashing it with my fingernail, and it's like my thumbnail. It's much harder to mash that. Psy is holding out a little bit for Ghastly and did not get it. So there's your answer, folks. The lure in this case was not the answer.
Yeah, I think that's a sufficient test case to set the precedent going forward. But here we're going to be seeing the last fight with Eevee. Or at least it should be, as long as nothing unexpected happens. And it's pretty much the same plan as the last J&J fight. Blitzigo, Bouncy Bubble, Blitzigo. Yeah,
this fight, you did a little bit different in Eevee, or not Eevee, in Pika, because in Pika you can do a fight where you actually use Pika as your main battler, but you end up using a lot of potions, and so therefore Rhyhorn is on average better. But in this fight, you can't use Rhyhorn as the battler; it's just not strong enough to handle Arbok and Weezing. So it actually you actually just use Pika as your main battler in this fight every time. You typically withdraw a weak Pokemon that's weak to poison moves, or is just weak in general, as your second battler, and it is a sacrifice Mon on turn 1, and then you would bring out a second Pokemon to finish the setup, heal Pika if needed, and if you have really good special attack, you can actually use Nidoking as your second battler and Helping Hand at +4 on the Weezing, and it can die. Or is it +2? I don't remember. Yeah, I think it's +2.
Yeah, there is some risk on this fight that if Eevee does get, say, double targeted on turn 1, that it can die, and then you're kind of relying on Rhyhorn to be the primary attacker. Luckily, that did not happen. PsyJ actually getting the rare 2-turn fight because he knocked out the Arbok this time in 1 hit, and then even though it got poisoned, got Power of Love to heal it, and was able to just +4 the Weezing on turn 2. So,
nice, yeah.
A nice little time save on his end.
Yeah, if you end up getting, so in the case where you have a situation where Pika doesn't get attacked on the second turn, and it goes into like Nidoking or something, it's a little bit safer because normally you're just healing Pika every turn.
Right.
Because it dies to 2 hits of Sludge Bomb from the Weezing. I have died to like crit Sludge Bomb with Pika from full HP before, and I didn't have minus special defense, which seems very unlikely, but that has happened to me before.
Yeah. Meanwhile, on the Eevee version, we're a little more scared of the poison jab because it's not affected by the light screen, and
Yeah.
you're commonly going to get F-sped by the Arbok.
We're kind of here on another very important catch section, which is Route 17 or Cycling Road. Even though we're not on a bike, we'll still call it that. There's a couple
Not
very
Pokemon
important
related.
mons here we're going to catch. One of them is not Snorlax. We're going to run from that. This special Pokemon you actually have to battle in order to before you can catch it. PsyJ electing to go into the grass up above Snorlax to catch a Doduo early.
Running away as far as possible, which isn't fun, but it is glowing. It is high enough level. Well, yeah. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember what level Doduo evolves.
28, I think.
Oh, okay.
But the I only usually go up in the in that grass if I need Pidgey, and I see one there.
Yeah, I typically only go up if I see 2 catches.
Yeah, exactly.
But could just be opting to play it safe and go for something guaranteed. Meanwhile, Fury just going straight for Route 17 and finding a Pidgey, which is, if you don't have one by now, a nice catch because it can be 3 evolutions.
He actually already has it. He actually already has it, or maybe he's already marked it again. I don't know. I haven't been paying attention. We'll see. We'll see if we see the Pokédex entry here.
Yeah.
But he is catching this Pidgey. Both runners are going to get evolutions here off of these first catches. Okay, it looks like well, actually no. You see the Pokédex cutscene after.
Yeah, it's the last thing. So let's see. Taking a quick look at their trackers to see what they're planning on. They're both obviously looking for Doduo, which PsyJ just got, a Psyduck, Ponyta, kind of a standard.
Yeah, and Fury did not have Pidgey, so that was a good call. Ooh, and a nice little Ponyta there for Fury. PsyJ getting a Psyduck, another great catch.
Yeah, early Ponyta a little bit more important. Ooh, there was a motion control moment. Early Ponyta a little more important for the EV version because on Pika you can have that Arcanine as your current ride Pokemon and be able to get around pretty quickly, whereas we're still on the Rhyhorn.
Yeah, so this strat you see some runners do in Pika is actually take out Rhyhorn before entering Tower, pull in Growlithe, and setting it as your ride, even though you haven't evolved it yet, and use Growlithe as your fodder mon for J&J3. And then it's fainted, and even though it's fainted, you can still evolve it with a Firestone and use that as your ride for a small section of the run before getting Ponyta. And that also leaves kind of an option there. You don't have to candy Ponyta right away. You can just let it evolve via gaining experience.
Yeah, I feel like I've been seeing that, especially in the more recent rounds, more recent races, seeing the Pika runners opt to save that rare candy and just let the Ponyta evolve on catches and battles.
Yeah.
But Fury gonna evolve that pony right away, so you can ride it, and then likely gonna do some.
Oh, there's
management.
a Chansey.
Ooh. I highly doubt it. PsyJ is gonna go for this. Yeah, just gonna keep on walking. Ooh, and had an Eevee on screen, which is obviously not
Not useful, no.
Yeah, not useful.
I mean, it's that you can technically Firestone it, but definitely, considering how difficult it is to catch, it's definitely not worth it. We might see some Eevee runners go for it, or Pika runners go for it. PsyJ also picking up that Elixir. I've skipped it before and only realized when I got out of Sabrina's gym and on PB pace. Not a fun time. Don't recommend. PsyJ's gonna kind of camp out a little bit here, looking for a pony.
Yeah, still
He has Doduo and Duck. He kind of only needs the Ponyta here.
The Duck chain.
I don't believe he has a repel. I think he might have. Was he the one who used the repel in Rock Tunnel? I don't remember if it was. Yeah.
And I'm not sure if he bought a second one. He did do some unusual shopping, so might have, but
yeah.
For now, just kind of roaming back and forth looking for that Ponyta because that is pretty important for the rest of the run.
Oh, he's electing to do without, I guess. Which.
All right.
Interesting choice.
I suppose you could, in a pinch, go get the old Amber. And
oh yeah, that's true.
Ride the Aerodactyl. I think that's also a fast Pokemon.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know what it's. I haven't seen anybody try to just go with Rhyhorn throughout the end game.
You can ride Dodrio, apparently, according to Sandy.
You can. It is. I don't think it's any faster than Rhyhorn, though.
Oh, okay.
You would think, especially from some episodes of the anime, that it might be a fairly fast ride Pokemon, but it is unfortunately not.
Yeah, it is. It has, I think, the same base speed as Rapidash, but I do agree Dodrio is cooler.
It would be fun, yeah.
But yeah, the old Amber is a strat. Aerodactyl is as fast as Rapidash. It's actually used as the Ride-Mon for the Mount Skips category, otherwise known as any percent. And it's much more consistent to get those skips with Aerodactyl versus Rapidash, although it can be done with Rapidash.
Yeah, the only reason we typically don't go for Aerodactyl in these runs is that you have to make a detour all the way to Pewter to pick up the old Amber, then you have to make a detour to revive it, and that's if you're not already planning to do that, you know. Although PsyJ also has the fossil, so he could take care of both of those. But looks like he's just going to go to Pallet and start the Route 21.
Okay, another very important catching section here for our runners. We're going to be getting our new main.
Nothing is popping up yet.
Which is not this. So we saw PsyJ miss out on Ghastly, so he's forced into getting Tentacool, which is probably one of the worst catches you can get. A couple options here. You can elect to use a Nanab Berry to freeze it in its tracks, or you can go for Silver Raz. PsyJ getting it with a Nanab, which is great. Love to see it. This thing is annoying. Most runners avoid it like the plague. You definitely do not want to catch Tentacool. Some runners electing to go in the grass down here and catch some very random Pokemon. Big grass types. Okay, we see Fury getting a very early star. Let's check its CP. CP is not a guarantee it has good stats, but can be an indicator. 1062. Slightly above average, I think. Yeah. Could still be good for a run. We really just want to have good special attack and decent speed.
And PsyJ luckily getting the star to show up almost at the end, and only a few points CP lower than Fury's. So both very in the middle of the pack CP-wise, but we will wait and see what the actual stats look like.
Okay, they both get it first ball, which is good. Well, looks like that was a glowing, potentially Wombo star for Psy. I think that was a Wombo, actually, because he missed the circle and got like 1100 experience.
That would explain it, yeah.
I don't think Fury is going to be going for Tentacool here. It doesn't look like it. Fury's just going to be catching Coughing in Pokemon Mansion, and I believe, I'm not sure about PsyJ. PsyJ probably will as well.
Yeah, looks like they both have Coughing marked, and that will be their last catch for both of them. Well, assuming PsyJ does do the fossils, which he also has marked.
Oh yeah. Okay, Coughing kind of like Tentacool a little bit. It likes to move around. So Fury going for a Nanab Berry. Great strat for a race. Looks like PsyJ is going to be going to the laboratory.
Yeah, so this is a strat to keep the fossil. Normally, if you're doing, say, PB attempts, you would sell the fossil for a good chunk of money. But in races, some people have been opting to keep it and sell something else in exchange. And it is a guaranteed 2 catches, assuming you evolve the Ammonite or Kabuto. It just does take a little bit of time to obviously come into the lab, pick it up, get it resurrected, and have the evolution.
Yep. Okay, special attack does not look fantastic on Fury's side. Not super low, but definitely not. Definitely could be higher.
Yeah, you don't want to see it in the 70s. Upon that first candy, but it definitely could be worse.
Oh. And we also, Phoenix in the chat mentioning Fury is also planning to evolve Vulpix, so picking up the Firestone down here in the mansion as well.
Yeah, I believe they both have Ninetales marked.
But I guess the question is what ride Pokemon are we going to see out of PsyJ here? Very good special attack, not top tier, but definitely very solid special attack for Psy as well. Speed is a little bit lower, so we may have a speed situation here on Blaine. I don't actually remember what the speed thresholds are for Starry, but when we see Psy teach Scald, we'll see what his special attack is there, if he's not mashing too fast.
Yeah, the main speed things we're looking at are for Blaine, there's the Rapidash and Ninetales, and then if you have higher level speed, it can be beneficial for the Viridian rival Pidgeot. Not Pidgeot. You want to be faster than the rival's Pidgeot. That's kind of like a minimum threshold. And then in EV version, that is possible to outspeed the Raichu. So let's see.
117.
117. I believe that's
slower than Rapidash?
I think that's slower than Rapidash, but faster than Ninetales.
Yes.
And something PsyJ also did was to do that evolution before catching the coughing to get some. If he does get a good catch on this, can get a little extra bonus EXP on the star.
And he's going for double ultras because it's his last catch. Why not? Fury is planning on getting Pidgeot as well. He's got his Pidgey to level 40, which is going to get it into Pidgeotto. Looks like Psy is also going for Ninetales.
And Psy already having Dodrio, which is nice to get out of the way early.
Is he going to ride Dodrio?
Yes, that is the question. I mean, Dodrio can be used as a partner Pokemon for some of the Elite Four fights, so it would save time on having to withdraw it.
Sees Fury is going to go grab this Firestone here. We'll probably evolve the Vulpix a little bit later. It's not in the party right now, but when he gets a chance to menu, he's going to do that then. We see PsyJ moving Dodrio into slot 2 and marking it as his Ride-Mon. So big hype there for Ride Dodrio. I'm looking forward to seeing this. We've seen some very interesting choices for rides and partners and stuff recently with Lapras last night in one of our races, which is very cool to see. A little bit of a party around the statue there for Psy, but gets it, no problem.
So Dodrio probably is going to get knocked out on this next fight. Probably going to have to deal with that Thunderbolt and bed heal. But The Dodrio is nice to have, especially for the blue fight that's going to be coming up soon, because it can one-shot the Executor, which is kind of the one Pokemon in the entire run that walls Starmie.
Yep. And even though it is lower level, it's not going to have a problem. Dodrio has exceptional attack, so...
Yeah. If it's still Doduo, that can definitely be a dicier range going for the drill pack, but once with the Dodrio, it should be no problem.
Okay, and Fury is entering the Blaine's quiz. If you have at a quiz time emote, please spam it in chat. We'll see what choices. There are a few options for some of the answers here you can choose. The yes/no ones obviously only have one correct answer, but the ones that have more than one option there are 2 or more possible options. We'll see what our runners select here. Thank you guys for your edit quiz times. Appreciate it. Fury opting to go for false for the tombstone question. You can say, what's that, as the option. And he's going to go with the first option for the last question, which is, you can pick any of the answers, but obviously, we want to go fast here. We also have we have a couple edit quiz time 2s in the chat as well. Lots of diversity here.
PsyJ getting a nice Ditto on his screen, but opting not to go for it.
Yeah, that thing's not a great catch.
No. Yeah, and that quiz section is, as we've seen during this tournament, not a guarantee. You can... We've had some dropped inputs, some turbo moments.
Ooh, Fury getting confused race skip. Let's go.
Nice.
I didn't see Fury's speed, but I think it's a bit better. I think he'll be able to outspeed everything here. So this looks like it'll be a very optimal fight overall.
Something different in the EV version compared to Pika. You'll see PsyJ just picked up that Max Elixir. EV picks up the Max Elixir, whereas Pikachu picks up that Ether all the way back on Route 25.
Yeah, Oh, there's the Dodrio! Look at it go! Pika can pick up the Max Elixir for safety, and also depending on what sort of item management you choose to do for the early to mid game, you may end up just picking the Max Elixir up anyway instead of the Ether. But yeah, in most cases you're using Ether more, Pika.
Yes, all about maintaining the God menu to make have as few inputs as possible when you're going to be menuing during battle.
Alright, looking at catches, Fury getting Golduck here. Still a few more things to evolve. He needs to evolve his Weezing and the Ninetales still. And also, there's one more thing I just haven't seen yet. I don't know if I'm missing it. Yeah, I don't know. But he's got the two, not rides, but the 2 Giftmons as well.
PsyJ did go for the what's that on the tombstone question. Yeah, let's see here. PsyJ still does not have Starmie marked, even though that's evolved.
Oh, okay.
And yeah. And not getting the confused race skip, kind of the more standard.
Okay, and also, very importantly, not getting burned, because as we mentioned, Rapidash is going to outspeed here, and it's going to get a chance to hit, and if you're burned going into the Rapidash, things can get kind of scary.
Yeah, that Flare Blitz can hurt.
Fury entering Surge's gym. Let's see which side of the gym he goes for, and also which can he chooses first. There's lots of options here. He's going to go left side.
I think the more traditional version is what I have for the... Yeah. Ooh, going for the bottom one first.
Left bottom. I'm a right top guy.
Yeah, I always go left top. I like the top one first because it has a pretty wide hitbox. Like, you can be pretty far away from it and still trigger it. So it can kind of not lose any, kill your momentum as much. Maybe that doesn't matter at all, but it feels like it matters. But Fury just going to be scalding everything on the Surge fight. Nothing too complicated. Way over leveled, so going to have no issues. Just needs to remember to teach the TM after getting this, as multiple runners during this race have forgotten to teach Thunderbolts and not realized until Sabrina when they desperately needed it.
Yes, Psy still has to get Wheezing. He hasn't marked. Oh no, I'm looking at Fury's screen. It keeps switching. I think there's a way to look at both of these at the same time, and I'm just haven't bothered opening it yet.
Oh yeah, it's in the Discord.
Yeah.
But yeah, PsyJ has to evolve Wheezing, and I assume he already has Machoke. Does not have that marked as complete.
There we go. I've got that opened now.
So
yeah, PsyJ has a marked Starmie. That's correct.
Yeah.
And Machoke as well. Or maybe he still needs to evolve Machoke. I don't actually remember. Seems unlikely. At this point, you usually have all your level 28 evos done.
I don't know for sure, but I'm not sure the Dodrio is faster than Rhyhorn. It might be slower.
I love it though.
Yeah, it is fun.
Rhyhorn has no business being as fast as it is either. It has like base 20 speed or something. So I find that I'm very almost offended that Dodrio is as slow as fast as Rhyhorn.
Yeah, it should be the Pokemon is as fast as its base speed.
Exactly. But yeah, we see PsyJ also going left side, but doing top can as the first can.
Meanwhile, Fury evolving, that's doing some menuing, evolving the Vulpix to get that Ninetales catch and teaching Thunderbolt.
Fury also needs to get Pidgeot still as well. Yes, looks like just Pidgeot and Wheezing for Fury, and then the two gifts.
And then PsyJ with Wheezing, Tentacruel, and Omastar. Fury going into Erica's gym, where make the important decision of choosing which Pokemon to show off to the gym trainer.
Oh, he shows off coughing.
Ooh, goes off to the coughing. Super cute in the snow. I love it.
Oh, we have potential confirmation in the chat that Rhyhorn is faster than Dodrio.
Oh, really? Yeah, the animation kind of felt like it, so it was not going through Vermilion very quickly. I suppose it might save time in that Dodrio is going to level up less than a Rhyhorn would.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, we see Psy also going to evolve his Vulpix.
Yeah, on the EV side, Vulpix is a nice, or rather Ninetales is a nice kind of flex catch. If you do have an odd catch count, it can be an easy one to depend on, because you're very likely going to find a Vulpix on Route 6, 7, or 8, and the Firestone is not too much of a detour to pick up.
We also have Phoenix making a very good point in chat for 2C Giovanni which is an option that's very common for race strats. You definitely want to not use Dodrio there because it will not die. In fact, be very curious if it still goes for Earthquake with a Dodrio on the field.
Yeah, I wonder if it'll go for Sucker Punch instead.
Or Slash or something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's bringing the Rhyhorn back in.
He's switching back.
He's going to keep Dodrio in slot 2, obviously, because he's going to be using that for blue, but...
Hopefully for PsyJ's sake, maybe there was a secret bounty for Ride. Something other than Rhyhorn or Rapidash.
Who knows, there might be. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, Raichu would come out early. Yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah, definitely gonna have to do some adapting because there's some late game stuff that definitely depends on Rapidash being in slot 2, and we will just get some extra excitement and see what happens.
Yeah.
So PsyJ heading into the Erica fight that Fury just completed, and Fury going to head into the blue fight over in Silphco.
It looks like catch counts are pretty evened up here. I think PsyJ has... Oh, he hasn't marked Starmie yet, so PsyJ is actually ahead. Like, no, wait, hold on. He's got the 2 gifts marked. I'm getting so confused
so
right here. So I think he does have 46
behind.
then. So they are actually even.
I think PsyJ has 3 to evolve, and Furyst has 2 to evolve.
Oh, okay, yeah. Alright, so here's blue. Yeah, as Gavin mentioned, blue leads Executor. You can't really handle it with Starmie, so you need to use a partner. Commonly, that's Dodrio. However, if Dodrio hasn't evolved yet, or if for whatever reason you don't have one, which I guess could happen, you can use Rapidash here, or you can use Magmar, which is a new thing. But Magmar is a catch not many people go for. I personally am very anti-Magmar. I had one bad experience with it, never again. I think I like it as a mon, I just don't like catching it.
Yeah, I think the first time I caught one, it was fine. It was just stood in place, easy catch, pretty normal catch routine. And the second time I went for it, it was just bouncing all over the place and wouldn't stop, and I never went for it again.
Oh, we have some animosity towards me in chat. Sorry.
There are some fervent Magmar defenders.
I really like Magby. It's one of my favorite baby Pokemon. I think it's really cute. But, yeah. I mean, though, I guess I just had one bad experience. Maybe if I tried it more, yeah, I'd like it. Who knows? Fury did use Rapidash. Okay, I was just totally talking about Magmar there and didn't even notice that Fury went for Rapidash strats here. I'm not saying the strat is bad, Dynam. I think the strat is really cool. It's just
yeah, if you have the Magmar, great.
it's just getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it looks like Fury had to go for Fire Blast there, and I probably hit because it looked like that fight went smoothly. For the Charizard, if you have really good special attack on Starmie, you can elect to just skip the X special attack setup and go for just a regular hit with Scald on Charizard. But Fury doesn't have good special attack to be called a good setup.
So he just needs to pump.
Or he could do that. But best not to tempt fate.
Yeah.
All right, here's Archer 2, everybody's favorite. Let's see what we get here for Fury. We want to see Electrode go boom. We did not see that. We got a critical Thunderbolt,
Not a great start.
but Muck died at least, so there's that, I guess. If Muck survives, if Muck uses Protect, and it can go for Minimize, and things can go really south fast, so...
Yeah, hopefully the Electrode opts to self-destruct on this turn, because getting in a Thunderbolt heal loop is not great.
Okay, it did.
Yeah,
Okay, we'll see what the Cubone does here, because Cubone might elect to go for Bone Meringue, and he does. Ooh, the Eradicate's down. Okay, that ended up working out okay. I think Fury's not really going to die now. He could get stalled a little bit here, but he's definitely out of the woods. The two major threats are off the field now.
Yeah, the Thunderbolt can be scary if you get a turn 1, but it can turn into a reliable 4-turn fight, assuming Cubone takes care of that Eradicate.
Yeah, because both of the Grunts mons are down, so it's just a 2v1 at this point. So the Weezing might go for something annoying here. Let's hope not. I'm not going to say it until it does or does not happen. Okay, it didn't go for Protect. Good.
PsyJ, instead of... This is another strat you can do. Instead of X Special Scald, just went for the Scald Drill Peck. Which I think it's risky because I think the Charizard can outspeed the Dodrio.
Yeah, I believe it. I think I mentioned that at one point.
Yeah,
somewhere.
I think it's happened to me as well.
Yeah.
But just hit the Scald range anyway, so no.
Yeah, easy.
And...
All right, Trace being very, 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 very helpful there with for Fury. All right, we have PsyJ entering this fight now. Let's hope that things go well here. Lots of possibilities here. Obviously, we can't control what the Cubone does, and obviously the two Mons on the other side can do a couple of different options. So.
Alrighty, Moment of Truth. Or in 10 seconds it will be.
Oh, we got Thunderbolt on. Oh, Paralyze as well. That's horrible.
That's awful.
Let's hope for some Path of Legends happening here. It's less likely because Starmie's not as leveled up, but this is not looking great.
Yeah, at the very least, it didn't take too much damage from that Thunderbolt. But yeah, getting paralyzed is one of the worst case scenarios.
Okay, so go ahead and getting Boom there.
Ooh, and a critical hit on the Eradicate.
Oh. Okay, so pretty much the exact same start as Fury got, with the exception of paralysis instead of a crit, which I think the crit was much better here.
Yeah, going to be interesting to see how he responds to this. Okay, he's just going to try to power through the paralysis. Because the Skull Mat, I believe, does have Crunch, which could be scary.
Yeah. Ooh.
No, tanks it just fine. But doesn't get the Psychic off.
He's going to go for the Paralyze heal now.
Yeah. Ooh, and over on the other end, Weezing Thunderbolted Starmie, Furious Starmie, and paralyzed it.
Yeah, this is kind of the drawback of having Rapidash in your slot too, is because if you have Dodrio, the Weezing can elect to hit Dodrio. It can still go for Starmie and do exactly what happened to Fury here, but if you have Rapidash, it's almost guaranteed to attack the Starmie, and as you can see, will paralyze.
Yeah, Fury realizing, panicking for a second because he realized that it did not have any paralyzed heals left. So, but remember that it does have those pewter crunchies and the Sable, the Shower Sable. And now we're going to be sitting through, I believe PsyJ has all three of his Pokemon are going to be evolving right now. So, we're going to be here for a little while.
PsyJ just getting through J&J. Oh, both of them getting Weezing around the same time as well. Looks like Psy only has one more to go. Or never mind, that's all of them for Psy.
Mhm.
He's got all
Just
his
said-
mons marked.
After after these evolutions are done, then it'll just be picking up the 2 gift Pokemon for both
Yep.
runners.
But yeah, this is it's still anyone's race for sure. Obviously, Psy had a bit of an awkward archer, but in a 1v1, definitely not he's not out of it yet. But not
Cool.
having the Ponyta is the Rapidash is.
Yeah, definitely going to be operating at a disadvantage, losing just that, speed from navigating around places like Victory Road. But yeah, still there are plenty of fights that are coming up, whether it be the next Giovanni fight or the Victory Road trainers, or even in the Elite Four. Plenty of opportunities for this thing to tighten up and possibly have a lead change.
We got a raid from Etiquette. Thank you so much, Etta, for the raid.
you.
We have a very interesting race here between Psy and Fury. We have PsyJ with no Ponyta. Tried Dodrio as a ride. It's actually slower than Rhyhorn, so we've gone back to Rhyhorn. PsyJ also catching a shiny Zubat in Mount Moon. No one caught Chansey, although we did see a couple of them. In terms of stars, PsyJ has pretty good special attack. Fury's special attack is a little bit lower, but overall, looks like from here it won't be too bad.
Yeah, definitely both passable stars. Nothing terrible. And yeah, it's been pretty close throughout the entire run. I would say Fury's been ahead by 30 seconds or a minute for a lot of the race so far. And PsyJ lost a little bit of time between waiting around for that Ponyta that never came and having to revive the fossil. So it's a little bit further
that's
behind
true, yeah. Got fossil
than
as well.
was before, but still very much within striking distance.
Alright, Fury just doing his last little bit of catch route cleanup here, getting the Lapras, and along with that rare candy. I didn't talk to the Lapras guy from behind, so that's a little disappointing, but that is a bit of a tricky interaction. And it looks like we had, on PsyJ's side, we had the Wheezing target Dodrio, so that at least is good. Don't have to worry about healing off Starmie here. Or dealing with paralysis again.
Yeah, we'll take some chip damage from the next fights. Usually see the fake out from Persian on turn 1 before sweeping the rest of the fight. But usually that chip damage isn't enough that you would need to heal before heading into Sabrina. And Fury, on the other side, going to do the last shopping trip, which might give us some insight into how they're going to approach the endgame.
Yeah. Okay, buying the X special defenses,
Mm-hmm. So
which means
leaving
he
that
may
option.
go for risky Lance. And he's also buying the X defense as well, so.
Yeah, so to explain those, the X Special Defense, you're only using them in 2 places, the very last 2 fights of the game, Lance and the Champion. So if you're one controlling those fights, you're going to set up an X Special Defend. If you're planning to control them, you can save time and just not buy the X Special Defense because you won't be using them. And then the same is for the X Defend and the Viridian Gym fight, where if you're going to controller it anyway, you can save time and just not buy the X Defend in the first place.
Oh, it looks like Psy skipped, or maybe by accident, skipped the X special attack on Geo, so he 2-shot the Persian and 2-shot the Nidoqueen.
So the Fury just tackling the gym puzzle, making sure not to hit any of these trainers. Taking it pretty safe so far. I have the path memorized, but I still psych myself out and pull up the notes anyway, just to double check that I'm taking the right teleporter.
The trainer cycles, I have a bit of difficulty remembering them exactly, particularly the last guy, but...
Yeah.
Okay, here's Sabrina. So Sabrina, her lead has light screen and likes to use it. So very likely we'll see 3 turns of setup here. Technically 4 because you have to stall out a turn until light screen goes away. But we have seen some shenanigans in this fight in the tournament before. Let's hope none of that happens here. This fight is normally very, very straightforward. Nothing to worry about here.
Yep, turn 1 light screen, standard. Can get a little scary if you get that psychic special defense drop. But luckily going just fine for Fury.
Oh,
yeah.
Alright, that's fine. The low special attack there meant that Mr. Mime did not get taken down to half HP. But the burn guarantees that.
Did he set up the X speed? Okay.
Yeah.
He would. So Fury just kind of one-shots everything else. Did teach Thunderbolts, so all good for the slow row. And PsyJ doing his own shopping trip.
See what PsyJ does here. Yeah, PsyJ also electing to buy the X special defenses, and I'm sure he'll buy the X defense as well. Oh, yeah, maybe not.
Okay, playing to controller, the Geo fight. As we said, we'll see how that plays out. See how the AI reacts to a bird being on the field instead of Rapidash.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure if he'll switch Rhyhorn in there, but yeah, he might.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose if Rhyhorn is the partner Pokemon, it could still go for Earthquake because that would be super effective.
Yeah, it will be quite interesting to see how he elects to play the Elite Four, especially if he does get rid of the bird. He'll probably end up just rolling one C, one party member the whole way through.
Yeah, obviously it's riskier to not have a backup Pokemon, just in general, in case something bad happens and you have to revive, or to bring out during the fights, and to controller it to make the fight much safer and more consistent. But one of the advantages of doing the one controller is not only are you not having to take a turn for the 2 controller fight, but you're also not getting those text boxes that say, the other Pokemon in your party gained experience, and you would normally get those after every single Pokemon that you defeat. So the time save can add up. Ooh. PsyJ almost hitting that spinner. Got me a little worried.
We also have Fury, much to my chagrin, doing early teeth.
Oh, you're not a fan?
I'm not a fan of that. Yeah, just holding on to those nasty teeth that have been in the sand for a little bit longer. Not too big on that. But most importantly, we're up to Fury's nemesis here, which is Caden. Let's see also first if he's got all 50 Pokemon. Yes, that's good. So this is kind of how our route's based. It's based around getting 50 Mons for Koga. But this fight coming up here has given Fury a lot of trouble in numerous occasions. So
hopefully he's due for some good
luck.
PsyJ's
healing here. Interesting.
Yeah, he did go into the fight at low HP.
Oh, okay.
Which...
Oh, so he led. Oh no, he didn't lead.
So he might just be opting to not. There are two ways you can approach that. I think he just opted not to X speed, maybe. And just heal instead. Could have also X sped and then used a heal turn, and then probably could have one-shot the Mr. Mime.
Oh no, Fury.
Did he get another mime?
Okay.
Yeah, I was looking at PsyJ's screen and he did get outsped by the Sam, but survived.
Oh,
so.
okay, so he skipped. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Okay, Fury's cadence started off a little bit gross with Toxic and a Minimize, but managed to hit through, got no protects, so...
a little scary, but all worked out. Yeah, so if you're unfamiliar, every Pokemon, at least every Pokemon we fight, I assume the other trainers, they all have Protect. So every Protect is a wasted turn, which is time loss, and also a wasted power point PP in that specific move. So if you're using a lot of Psychics during this gym, it can definitely be a detriment to you going forward.
Yep, I was trying to check Bulbapedia for... But I realized Bulbapedia doesn't have trainer move sets, so someone could check the trainer data there for the what the others have. But again, yeah, for Koga here, set up an X special attack, hope for no protect. Fury getting Toxic again. Going to go use that one of those 59 full heals that he picked up.
That's why you buy them.
Fury's probably going to be Psychicking everything here because his special attack's a bit on the lower side.
Another Protect. Not ideal, but not unexpected. And PsyJ also getting the early teeth.
Ugh. You know, Fury getting, I think, protect on every Pokemon.
I think the goal bet he got no protect,
okay.
but everything else, yeah. Although I guess the Wheezing protect didn't really matter because he was healing anyway.
Up, yeah. The optimum strat there is the Wheezing just leads Explosion, and then you're at a low enough HP that the rest of his Mons should generally go for their attacking moves because they see a kill. But I didn't see that there. PsyJ has caught successfully 50 Mons, so he's good to go.
Yeah, I think I originally did late teeth, and then I've kind of switched to the early teeth, and now do that consistently, unless I forget. So it does, I like the kind of backup nature of it. Okay, if I do it early, I get it taken care of, but in case I do forget, I have a second chance of picking it up later. Let's see how PsyJ's Caden goes.
Crit Moonblast, okay. Yeah, no special attack drop, so that he can go for Scald on the Beedrill.
It'll be interesting to see how Koga responds, because I think I've gotten Explosion 2 or 3 times on Koga, and 2 of those times I had gotten chipped by Moonblast.
Oh, interesting.
So it kind of had done enough damage that maybe Explosion looked like a kill. Again, this is anecdotal, so who knows? Maybe it was just a coincidence. So PsyJ about to start the Koga fight, and Fury is going to sit through some cutscenes before being allowed to enter the next gym.
A little bit of animosity towards Teeth. Oh, there's Toxic. Okay, well, lots of Toxics for both runners. 3 out of 4 fights between the two of them.
Okay, so
Sly going for Scald. I don't know exactly what his special attack is here, but he could be dealing with a few ranges possibly, but I don't actually know. I haven't been keeping an eye on his stats.
yeah, I remember he did have decent special attacks when he first evolved, but
his Scald count's very low though. He could.
Yeah. I assume he has an elixir yet.
Oh, okay, yeah, that could be it.
At least I would hope so.
He's going for Thunderbolt here on the Golbat.
Alright, Furyst finally in gym. In the final gym. And this first fight will look pretty standard. Going to Psychic and then either Scald or Psychic or Rhyhorn. And then we will see how he approaches the next fight, because there's a few different ways.
Yeah, there's 2 fights here. There's 4 fights in the gym. 2 of them are pretty straightforward. He's going to go for Scald on the Rhyhorn here because he's got lowish special attack. 2 of the fights can be a little bit scary, and you can 2-controller them for a little bit of safety, and you don't actually lose too much time if you do. But we'll see what happens here. Fury with a little bit of a lead will probably go for the 2C. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see if PsyJ, when it's his opportunity for the Samuel fight, opts to pump. Getting the 1-controller Hydro Pump is the fastest option, but if you take damage or even get knocked out by this Nidoking, then it's obviously going to, lose you more time than it would have to just 2-controller in the first place.
Yep. There's another strat you can do here on the 2Cs. You can Psychic with Starmie and Stomp with Rapidash. Rapidash will outspeed, and it's good for a little bit of chip damage. It seems like every time I go for that strat, I just get the 1-hit anyway, but and then I feel like a fool for summoning the second controller, but because Stomp does so little, if you're going for that strat, it's at very least a bad range. So
yeah, it's just tapping it in case you do miss it.
Yeah.
Oh, I think PsyJ accidentally flew to Pallet instead of Viridian.
Oh, I've done that before.
Because, it makes sense you're about to go to Pallet anyway for the next cutscene, but they just make you come to do another cutscene first.
Yeah. Alright, Giovanni 3 coming up here. Fury, as expected, is going to go for the 2C strat. Fury did buy the X defense, but is electing to just play it safe here.
Giovanni flexing a little bit, showing off his Orin berries, even though I don't believe those are in the game. I don't think you can pick up
the bluish ones?
Yeah.
Definitely got some raspberries there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dugtrio here is going to go for Earthquake, and so Rapidash in most cases will faint here. It can live, hopefully not. It's very slow if it does. Okay, good. And then Starmie gets a free, just gets to effectively get a free setup turn because it doesn't take as much damage from Earthquake. It also has to only see 1 Earthquake, so it's impossible to die. Unless you're somehow entering the fight with super low HP, which doesn't seem likely. You're healing after Koga anyway. The risky fight involves setting up an X defense and then X special attack, and then going in with Scald. The problem with that is you're slower than Dugtrio, so you take 3 hits, and if you get crit once, it's quite bad. The exception is if it crit Slash. That's actually bad, but
Yeah, typically the Dugtrio will go for Earthquake on you, which is going to do the most. I think always does the most damage, but it also has Sucker Punch and Slash, and can, as we've touched on multiple times, the AI can do weird things. And
yeah, it is possible with if you have godly HP and defense to just skip the X defense altogether, and if you can tank 2 Earthquakes. I have never ever been in that situation. It seems very unlikely.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen anyone be able to do that.
PsyJ is going to Psychic the Rhyhorn because he probably just Elixired and therefore has enough Psychics to do that, and also has good special attack.
Yeah, at this point, you really only need about 3 Psychics for the next couple fights before you get the next heal. It is, if you did lose a lot of Psychics and Elixired before Koga, it can be a little dicey, but luckily neither of the runners, I believe, in that situation.
Yeah. We see Sandy's very pleased in the chat because PsyJ did some good tech there with the support trainer. The support trainer can cheat and just does. It's not affected by the by the tiles or anything.
Laws of physics, yeah.
Oh, Rhyhorn's trying to learn Takedown. Okay. But yeah, it looks like he's going to be taking Rhyhorn as his partner for the. I would be very interested to see what happened with Dodrio, but Rhyhorn is probably the most correct option.
Yeah, I'd be curious if it would just single target the Dodrio, because it probably has lower defense than you. But it'd be an interesting experiment. But regardless, you kind of want the partner Pokemon to die on the fight, so that it's not taking up extra turns.
Yeah. Would the Earthquake damage still be lowered in the double battle, even if it doesn't hit Dodrio? I assume so.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, looks like Denny's confirming. All right, there's Geo. We're gonna expect the same thing here as with Rapidash. Rhyhorn is Rhyhorn bulkier. I guess it's lower level, so maybe it's gonna die. But it's got high defense, so I wonder if it'll still die to Earthquake here.
Yeah,
I assume it will. It's like level 31, so it should probably still die.
I've been riding it so much, maybe it'll hang on with Power of Love.
Let's hope not. Okay, Rhyhorn's down.
Okay. Meanwhile, Fury was taking care of Viridian Rival, and I assume had no trouble with it.
Yeah, Fury's got good speed, so you didn't have to worry about Pidgeot outspeeding. I think Psy's probably okay for speed, although I cannot remember exactly. I think if you're faster than, or Ninetales and slower than Rapidash, you're probably okay for Pidgeot.
Yeah, we will see the level up for PsyJ here. It just needs to be, I believe this Pidgeot speed is 128.
Oh yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
133.
Still will have to set up the X speed on that fight, because we'll be outsped by the Raichu. That's totally fine.
We have chat in the chat. Sandy's mentioned that Fury is on PB pace, so
Nice.
That would be another PB if he's able to hold on to this pace here. So
Yeah, I believe they're both their PBs were in the 309s.
yes. Definitely a strong race from both runners so far. PsyJ obviously getting a little unlucky with no Ponyta, but
Yeah.
still playing really well. Alright, we're gonna see. We're probably gonna see 2C here. Yep. I can't imagine that Fury would want to go for 1C Naomi here.
Yeah, it's yeah, as you kind of mentioned, we'd assume that Fury would go for all the safe strats going forward. Meanwhile, we'll see if PsyJ plays a little bit riskier to try to make up some time. But unless anything goes unexpected, Fury should have a...
Oh, missing Hydro Pump there. That's a little unfortunate. Luckily, there's a little backup here. You can just set up another X special attack and go for the guaranteed hit with Scald.
Yeah. And luckily got Outrage instead of Crunch, which would have been a little bit scarier.
Yeah.
Alright, so while Fury knocks out this Venusaur, I'm interested to see how this... what order the Pokemon come out for Rival on PsyJ's side, considering there's not a Rapidash on the field. My guess would be Vileplume up next.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can definitely elect to just Psychic the Marowak here. He's got the PB for it.
Alright, and Fury heading on to Nelson, which, again, could take a risk with a pump, but probably just gonna Scald Thunderbolts or 2 Thunderbolts to knock out this Hypno. This fight and I believe the next fight is
Caroline, yeah.
Yeah, both have opportunities for time loss because you can get put to sleep during both fights, but we will see if Fury is victim to that.
Double Psychic.
And while PsyJ goes through the badge check, Fury is going to be getting a free heal, not picking up the fresh water, as we learned from the other race, that you can get a free fresh water from one of those water gaps in the wall. But going to be doing a trainer skip coming up next, something that requires very careful movement, but usually at this point should be fairly safe, but now that I'm saying all this, I'm probably cursing Furyst, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully he'll probably just take it very carefully so that he doesn't have to face Alexa.
Okay, good.
Yeah, just fine. Making sure not to get close to Colby as well.
Yep. We love our Colby skips. Yeah, so this Jinx has Lovely Kiss. It also can freeze you with Ice Beam, I think.
Yes.
Oh, he's getting Psychic from the Jinx as well. Let's see. It's the Hydro. Okay, good. That Hydro can be a range with low special attack. He had 120 something there, so I think it looked like it was just about on the cusp. I actually don't even remember.
So see PsyJ opting to control Naomi as well. And getting the same thing, the pump miss, but the outrage.
Yeah, I think Jinx was guaranteed, or it was like a 15-16 there for Fury.
Gotcha.
128 speed is guaranteed, or at special attack's guaranteed for Hydro. Didn't see PsyJ. It looks like he had a good Naomi.
Yeah, just it was pretty much the same exact fight as Fury had.
Oh, he missed the first one.
Missed the first one. Outrage went into Rhyhorn. And then, yeah, just cleaned up from there. Interesting that Outrage is one of those self-targeting moves, or I don't know how you would classify it. It picks a target at random.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
So, similar to like Thrash or Petal Dance, where instead of like selecting an opponent, you select yourself on the screen and then the attack initiates.
Interesting.
So, interesting little quirk of like, we don't really know which Pokemon the trainer was intending to target. If it was going for Rapidash or going for Starmie, for example. So, I think it was New Amber had a encounter with Rival 5 where the Petal Dance seemed to always go into Starmie, even though it's a completely random move.
We had a Power Whip miss for Fury there, which is quite nice. He doesn't have to heal for Lorelei. But depending on whether he goes to +6, which he probably will, he might have to heal for Bruno. PsyJ also getting through Nelson, no issues. He's going to grab the full restore as well. That's something that you can skip if you elect to go to see Agatha, because you don't have to worry about taking any hits there from the Arbok.
This is a similar thing to the teeth situation. Do you talk to Officer Jenny before pushing the rock, or after you started pushing the rock?
I always talk to her first.
That's what I always do too. But I saw as PsyJ did. He
did the opposite.
Gave it a push or two, and then talked to the officer.
Rhyhorn looks right at home in Rock Tunnel here, or in Victory Road here. It looks like it could just be it could have just spawned here.
It might even
no optionals T-Pat today.
And
Oh, that was 2 crits. I saw the second one.
yeah, the first turn was also a crit, I believe. And I guess was safe, but I'm not sure because the Dugong does have 2 priority moves.
Oh yeah, that's true. It has Aqua Jet and Ice Shard, I think.
Yeah. So it still might not have been enough to kill, but it is something to keep in mind if you do find yourself in that scenario.
Yeah, for sure. But the good news is he'll be out of kill range on Bruno, and also more importantly, he won't be in feint range, which some people may be disappointed in that. But he's on PB pace, so we don't want that to happen, of course. I don't think anyone has claimed that feint bounty yet.
Not yet. It could happen today. We'll see what happens with PsyJ, or not even Earthquake crit should put Fury in danger.
No. Yeah, Earthquake does, on average, about 40 damage. So a crit would only do about 60, so it's about half HP. Okay, so PsyJ has, we saw Fury use Psychic on Lickitung because it's low special attack. Because PsyJ has good special attack, he'll probably go Scald here on the Lickitung, which means he can save a super effective hit on Bruno's Onyx, which coincidentally is what Fury is fighting now. And Stealth Rock is usually what you see very often when you have a second Mon in the party.
And Fury getting turnarounds.
Ooh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, you're losing a few seconds each one here. He's going to get turnarounds at every Mon because he's going to be using Psychic on all of them. Oh, that's true. Yeah, the extra, the Hydro miss on Naomi really is what gets you there.
Yeah, for all those X special attacks that you use on Starmie throughout the run, those add friendship, and if you do reach that friendship threshold, you typically reach it on Agatha, but if you do use a little bit extra X specials or extra rare candies, you can start to get turnarounds on Bruno, as you see here.
Yeah, I wonder if, I mean, this might be a dumb question, but does Fury heal for Agatha? I mean, he's not full HP, but he's nearly at full. Seems healing off 20 is... He could 2C this fight, I guess. Anyway, and if he did, he wouldn't even have to heal anyway, so...
Yeah, if he was going to 2C, definitely not. He's planning on just 1C'ing it. He did pick up the full restore. I probably would, just because that crunch can be kind of scary, especially if you get a defense drop.
Yeah. And he is ahead, too, so he can afford to take that extra time. And he does decide to go for it. He's going to actually do a safety save as well.
Yeah, probably
definitely respect idea.
That. PsyJ putting the shiny Zubat back in his party.
Oh, I'm making it his follower. Let's go. I don't think it'll get enough experience to evolve, though, which is, I guess, a good thing. It's going to be a bit of a tall order here for PsyJ in order to catch Fury, especially with all the safety strats available.
Yeah.
But PsyJ having a bit of fun here, throwing out that Zubat. Definitely appreciate that. Turn 2, Path of Legends. Love it.
Nice. Yeah, so as was mentioned in the chat, Fury's still on, can possibly get a PB here, so still has something to at least push for. Though I don't know if he does more safety saves, if that might put that in question.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. He could just 2C Lance and Champ, but I'm not sure how much time we lost from, especially the Lance 2C fight would take affecting his PB chances. So.
Well, I hear if you do Lapras strats, it actually doesn't lose too much time.
Oh, okay.
As is newly formulated within the last, 48 hours.
Yeah. I'm very curious to take a look at that in a little more detail if it's once that's kind of out in the open in terms of the notes are being shared. Looks very intriguing. I know the whole thought process behind it, which we learned about last night, was very, very cool. I really appreciate that. Having done a lot of routing, and you've obviously done a lot of routing of various category extensions as well, it's nice to see some little extra bits of routing here, a little bit of creativity, that the root's still kind of going through some changes. Obviously, this isn't a PB strat, but it's definitely a nice root strat.
Yeah, it's been interesting to see how, people have been able to tweak and optimize. Well, not the most optimal in a sense, but still mitigate a lot of scariness that this end game can have, and I know playing things just a little bit safer and committing to some safer strats can actually not lose that much time in the long run.
Yeah.
So we could be seeing even more PBs in the future, or would be PBs that would have died and going to old strats, now making it through and actually getting to the end.
Yeah, definitely. I know for my most recent PB, I did like a 2C for champ.
Mm-hmm.
And it cost me a 307, but it secured a PB, so I'm happy with that at least. We see Fury going for 2C here on Lance.
Doing the typical, pulling out the Rapid Ash on the turn 2, and then we'll be just kind of buffing Starmie while Starmie attacks. And PsyJ also having the Bruno turnarounds.
Yeah, he also had the awkward Naomi fight.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Fury was on pace for a mid 308 with 1C strats. He's going to lose a bit of time here, but should still be on 308 pace, even with the 2C strats. So. I think is it what? How many seconds? Is 20? Is it 20 or is it 30? If it's 30 seconds, he might still be 309. I don't actually remember exactly what the. But Fury's PB is a 309.42, so definitely can PB here. And yeah, Rapidash living on champ is a bit of a time loss as well. So.
Yeah. Definitely wants, similar to that Broody and Geo fight, you want it to go down, but it is a possibility. Oop. Looking to see what PsyJ's got cooking.
He has just 2 mons in the party now.
Yeah. See if it goes for some 2 controller strats with the shiny Zubat.
I mean, it's likely the Zubat's very likely to die on champ.
Yeah,
so.
it is an easy target.
All right, let's see how this Agatha goes. No Power of Love turn 1. I prefer it turn 2, to be quite honest. It's I don't like setting up on the Weezing. But it looks like he gets the he doesn't get Power of Love, so he has to use that full restore. And no defense drops from Crunch as well, so he should be fine here. Meanwhile, Fury entering the champ fight.
Yeah, there is a, if it was a closer end game, PsyJ could be opting to pump Agatha, but with this kind of gap, definitely not worth the risk.
Yeah, we want to see the shiny Zubat on the champ fight, and I guess Lance as well. So
get it to the Hall of Fame. See if it reaches shiny Golbat by the end.
All right, let's see what Pidgeot does here. So Fury's going to set up 2X items on his Starmie here, turn 1. Ideally what happens here is Rapidash gets targeted. And it does, good. And it's going to probably die to quick attack as well, so this is optimal.
Perfect.
This is the 2C champ fight you want to see, because even though you still get the double battle lag, you don't have to worry about selecting a move every turn with Rapidash. There it goes, Rapidash, so perfect. He is going to have to set up on the next spawn coming out, I believe.
Actually, for Eevee, you just have to be +4. You don't have to set it to +6.
Oh, okay.
Since Raichu is not as bulky as Jolteon.
That's true.
Yep, so Fury, all they have to do is just pretty much Psychic everything, Thunderbolt the Slowbro, and they'll be all good to go.
Yep, so that should be PB for Fury. His second PB of the tournament. He's 50-50 to PB, and well, no, he's 2 out of 3 actually. This is round 3 we're talking about.
Holding the Marowak just to be extra safe, because if you are low, special attack deck can be a range at +4.
Oh yeah, yeah.
As some people have found out the hard way.
Oh, looks like Psy is going for 1C Lance.
Doesn't want to risk that Zubat getting hurt. Totally understand.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, that's a good Hyper Beam dodge.
Nice.
That might have been scary. The nice thing of Hyper Beam is the last move that Seadra uses is you can actually heal because it gets a recharge turn. You don't have to heal after the fight. But yeah, GG's to Fury, great run. That's definitely going to be a PB. Is it going to be a 308 still? May not be. Looks close.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long the sequence
yeah,
takes.
I think it will be. I think it'll be a high 308.
And
There it is. GG Fury.
very nice run by Fury, wrapping it up, as you mentioned, wrapping up a PB. And yeah, we'll be excited to hear their thoughts on the run when they join us. And
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, Zubat's going to evolve. Let's go. All right, we're going to get a... he's canceling the evolution. Come on.
He wants to keep it a Zubat.
I mean, I guess it's going to be a bit bulkier when it evolves, but it's still level 22. Oh, we wanted to see Shiny Golbat. But we should hear from Fury shortly when they join us. But we're going to see PsyJ.
Hello.
Oh.
GG.
Thank you.
Congrats on PB Fury. Great run.
Thanks.
So any thoughts, anything stand out from that run that went well or went poorly for you?
It feels like an average run, to be honest. I don't think there's anything good, like really good that happened, and nothing like really bad that happened. But like every split I was just having like an average split. I did gold tunnel apparently, but I feel like I've had better tunnels as well. So I don't know. Felt like a very average run.
Yeah, I agree. It felt like very steady and consistent all the way through, for sure.
Yeah, which definitely isn't a bad thing. We definitely saw a little bit more variance over on PsyJ's side.
Yeah, for sure.
But having that consistency can be, in this case, nice to pull out the win.
The shiny Zubat.
Yeah.
I love it.
He did get that in Mount Moon on the basement floor, and
there he goes.
Out for the Elite Four.
Yeah, I tried to evolve after Lance, but he canceled the evolution.
Oh.
So he, which is, I guess, the Pidgeot probably would still target it. It's very low level, but still, like, nice consistent champ fight. Just pretty much the same as yours, actually. Except that it died right away instead of the second turn.
Yeah, were you kind of keeping tabs on the race and seeing that you had, a decent lead and opting for safe strats?
Yeah, I mean, at this point I was like, I wasn't really, I'm happy I got a 308, but all I wanted was like, for this game, all I wanted was a sub 310.
Mhm.
And so I was like, I'll just take the PB. Because I thought with safe strats I wouldn't be able to sub 309, but I guess I still did. But yeah, I wanted to play safe to win here.
Yeah, you definitely needed the Rapidash to faint on Champ for that to happen,
Yeah,
which
sure.
luckily you got, so that's great. Yeah, this is an interesting race. There were like no chances caught, no Clefables or anything like that. Nothing in terms of pretty much no rare spawns at all.
Yeah. My spawns were
across
a
the
bit
board.
weird, I felt. Felt like I was always like kind of missing something. And then at the last minute something showed up, like Rhyhorn or even Route 10, like my first try at Route 10 wasn't great. But yeah, eventually everything showed up.
Yeah, PsyJ got a little bit burned
Yeah.
that a pony never showed up.
Yeah, and I was watching.
And you got the instant one, which definitely probably helped you expand the lead you
PsyJ's
already
time
had.
is honestly insane here, considering everything. No pony, that's what, minus attack Pika, or Eevee, I guess.
Yeah.
Mhm. The
And
fossil.
I was super scared because he was like pretty even with me, until I guess the Ponyta, with a minus attack Eevee, and I had like, I had plus speed.
Oh, what's up, everyone?
Hello.
Hey,
That was-
GG's
that was
on
one of the
run.
runs of all time.
It certainly was.
I felt like it would have been so much closer if Ponyta spawned. So
Yeah.
sad.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And not having minus attack.
The minus attack wasn't too bad. Like, I was.
Yeah, you managed it really well. I was just saying, like, I was kind of scared for a good portion because I felt like you were pretty even with me, even though you had minus attack.
Yeah, so the idea was that I was like, okay, I'm minus attack, so I'm just gonna catch everything I see that's glowing and just catch everything. And then I didn't get a single bonus Pokemon at all. Nothing. And then I had to wait, like, I don't know, how many times did I reset Route 2?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That
yeah, I
was a good,
remember that.
like
It was-
4 or 5 times.
What? It was worth it because I got a Wumbo Bellsprout that like leveled my whole party. And
Yeah, you-
once Pidgey got to 11, I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm just keeping it. Like it evolved. I thought it evolved at 16, by the way.
Yeah, not 18.
Yeah, I thought it was 16, so I was like, that's fine. It's 5 levels. Like, who cares? And then it didn't evolve at 16, so lesson learned. So, GG's Furyst though. That was a good race.
GG's.
I'm-
Yeah, that would have
I'm-
been really close if it wasn't for all that.
Yeah, this was one of the runs of all time. So I'm blown away. This run got a 313.
Yeah, that's what Fury was just saying. That considering all the stuff that happened, it's still pulling out a great time and still adapted and made the most of it.
Yeah, I was really tempted after Pony didn't spawn. I was really tempted to go get Aerodactyl.
Yeah.
I was like, I already have to evolve. I already have to go get Ammonite, but I don't know if it's worth like the extra 40 seconds to go and get like Aerodactyl.
Yeah, I'm not sure on the exact timing,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that was something we were talking about as well, as whether that might be a game plan. But because we obviously saw you tried to make the Dodrio work as the ride Pokemon,
Yeah.
and then decided to pivot.
No, so I made the Dodrio work because chat was asking for it, but I actually needed a slot in my party because my party was full.
Mm.
So I had to
Oh, yeah.
deposit the Rhyhorn so I could get everything the experience it needed to evolve. So once I had an extra Pokemon, like once an extra slot, I put the Rhyhorn back in.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I was like, I need everything to start gaining experience because there's no way this. That's why I picked up the extra candy too, because I was like, just in case, like something doesn't get enough EXP, I can just pump it into something, and then worst case, I'll just pump it in the Starmie, which is what ended up happening. So
Oh, so you did use the extra candy on Starmie.
yeah, so I just ended up pumping it into the Starmie. I was like,
Oh,
I'll just
okay.
go, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
because both of you got turnarounds on Bruno, and I guess Fury had missed Hydro on Caroline or Naomi. So with
Naomi,
the-
yeah.
Yeah, we were thinking maybe it was the extra X items for both of you. But so it
And
could
I
have
had
been.
to see
I've had them
Samuel
regardless.
as well with X specials.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, Rhyhorn was just it is what it is. It's not as fast as Star, so it's not as fast as Star. Yeah. So I asked Tech to leave this on my screen because I saw people asking for this in chat. So I'm going to give chat what they want as soon as Ronnie finishes talking to me.
Are we gonna check some stats? Or
No, I'm gonna do
something else?
something slightly funnier.
Okay, I'm excited.
Because chat was quite upset that I did this. I genuinely didn't know if quick attack would kill a Golbat.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, we were. I
oh,
wasn't sure if you were.
Oh, is this not like Gen 1?
No, it's
Oh,
there.
it's the other house.
Oh, it's. You're a little ahead, so I was just seeing you fly to Cerulean, but
Yeah, it's the other house.
yeah, it's the left door.
I think it's the right door in
No, it's left.
I don't
It's
remember.
left.
It's been a while since I played Gen 1.
There's an Onyx in the house. What?
I've never been in that
I
house.
have never seen that.
Yeah, Onyx. That reminds me of that meme someone posted in the Discord where like,
Yeah,
oh my god, an Onyx and the
Oh,
house
yeah.
explodes. That was good.
Alright, everybody asked for the Golbat evolution. Everybody was mad when I didn't evolve it, so there you guys go.
Yeah, I wonder if it's green. I actually don't remember what color its shiny is, so.
You'll be surprised. It's green.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting.
It's not like Crobat where it's pink. Oh yeah, I didn't catch Golbat, so
another one for the tracker.
yeah, exactly. 51.
Oh, it's got like pink wings.
Well, yeah, it kind of turns into Crobat, so. All right, Tech, you can move off my screen now. I just wanted to get people in chat were like, "Free the Golbat, let the bat evolve." So. Once I caught the Zubat, I was like, "Well, this is going in the Hall of Fame no matter what." So.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always nice to see a shiny, so.
By the way, I have no idea how I caught that. I have no idea why that worked.
Oh
don't
yeah,
know
that was
what-
such a good catch.
I have no idea why the game did that.
Somehow got an excellent.
I don't know what happened. It still worked, so we just went with it.
A motion control moment that actually went well. Is what that was.
It was quite funny.
Yeah, I assume someone will post that clip in the Discord if they
I
haven't
hope
already,
so.
because that's definitely worth looking back at again.
Even on my end, I was like, what just happened? Why did that work?
Yeah, no, thanks guys. That was a great race. Shame Leggy couldn't join us for this to make it a three-way, but definitely you guys put on a show. Just really good, solid gameplay all around. A little bit of bad luck for Psy, but
it happens. It's the game
Yeah.
we play.
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not too beat up about it.
Shoutouts to Leggy.
Yeah,
Have a
that's
great tourney.
just a leggy.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, so Fury will be moving on to the next round. Unfortunately, PsyJ's tournament is over, but it's one of you had to leave us, and both of you are great runners. So thank you both for a great performance today. We've got a few more races to round out. Actually, this isn't even all of them. This is just tomorrow. We have 3 races tomorrow.
I was about to say, we got like 5 or 6 left.
Firstly, at the very specific time of 11:58 a.m. Eastern Time, we have Joker versus J Tattles versus Pokeguy over on PSR TV 2, and then precisely 2 minutes later, we have Amber versus Travaria versus T-Pat. First race is a lower bracket race. Second race is a upper bracket race. Both races will be very, very good. It's very interesting to see how Pokeguy does. considering how he started off the tournament, and apparently he's putting up some good numbers now. And of course, the other two races are going to be fantastic as well. And then later on in the evening, 6 p.m., we have Wave versus Aspect versus Crisis. Fantastic matchup there. Looking forward to watching all of these races. And then we have, I think, 2 more races after that. One on Sunday, one on Monday, if I recall correctly. I know my race is on Monday, but I don't remember
Yeah,
if
I
there's
believe
any
that's
others.
correct.
Okay. So yeah, lots more great, excellent. I said great, excellent. Lots more excellent. Let's
Much
go
Let's Go
content
today.
coming up through the rest of the weekend. Any other closing thoughts from anyone else of you guys before we sign off today?
No, I mean, GG's Furyst. You're one of the ones I was most terrified of going up against because we had such similar times. But it was still a good race, even with all the weirdness of my run.
Yeah, for sure, GG.
Yeah, congrats, Furyst, and looking forward to seeing you move in the next round. PsyJ, hopefully we'll see you continue in the tournament, maybe on the commentary side. And
I'll definitely be on comms.
yeah,
I have nothing else to do now, so.
And thanks to Iron, it was a great time. Thanks for
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Gavin, for joining me and providing the EV knowledge. Although I'm an EV expert now, apparently.
Yes, you are.
But yeah, no, that was fantastic, and thank you everyone in chat for joining us, watching this great race. We'll see you guys all for the next races this weekend, and take care and have a great day, evening, wherever you are. We'll see you soon.